Hi, everyone. We're doing this again. Why? Because Jeremy keeps putting out content where supposedly he talks about me. I haven't seen the video that we're about to go over, which is Day in the Life of Jeremy Dewitte, Dr. Phil Show Reaction, and breaking news. But people told me that I was brought up, that some lies were being spread, and I figured I might as well dissect them. As someone was saying in the comments, look, Jeremy, if you didn't keep putting out content, we wouldn't still be here. Right? It's like I said in the beginning. If you just sort of laid low, maybe changed the name of your company, wait for this to all blow over, we would not be here. But you keep trying to defend yourself. You keep telling lies. You keep defending the lies. You keep pretending that stolen valor is no big deal, that being a sex offender is no big deal, that committing felonies is no big deal, that traffic infractions are no big deal, that impersonating a police officer is no big deal. I could keep going. I'm not going to, mostly because I've run out, but I know there's more there. To prove I know there's more there, failure to register as a sexual offender or new address as a sexual offender is also a big deal. We're not going to get into that. There's a lot, which is why this has become so popular. There is so much. So before we get into this, some ground rules. By rules, I mean this is just an explanation. There are very few rules. First of all, I know I look very white. It's because I am very white. Also, yes, there are better things with lighting. I'm pretty sure a lot of it's a camera issue more than a lighting issue, although there is a little more I can do with the lighting. It doesn't matter. It's fine. You guys donated an incredible amount last time, so I will be using that to upgrade my camera and lighting. It's amazing. Thank you so much. Did I see the visit from DC yet? Yes, I did. I'm going to touch on that. We're not going to go over it, though. Yeah, so I'm going to be watching this video right here. Okay. And I'm going to be cutting to my face, to the video, to the face, to whatever. I'm going to be talking over him. I'm going to be doing some stuff. That is to avoid a copyright strike. I don't have a plan. We're just going to do it live. It's just going to happen. So bear with me. Forgive any mistakes. Cool. Brings us to this button. A lot of you already know what this is. But for those of you who don't, this is my live button. This is what... did I flip my picture? Fodrick, I don't think so. But thank you for the donation. So button, I hit it. It lights up. And for those of you who don't know, you can't see because of the lighting. You still can't tell. It's fine. It makes that buzzer noise. Every time I believe Jeremy is lying, I will hit it. Now, me hitting the button is not necessarily indicative of a lie. Do not consider it me saying 100% he is lying. It's just that I believe he is lying, and then I will go on to explain why I think he's lying. Or if I've already explained it, I'll just hit the button and remind you all, like, no, that's still not true as far as I know. Consider it an opinion. I say that because Jeremy's getting real interested in some legal actions, and I'm not really worried, but I definitely don't want to deal with the hassle of writing a response to a legal cease and desist or whatever, or a lawsuit and be like, ha, 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 ha. No. You know, I've got enough that I'm already doing. I don't need to put that together, although it's not that it would be hard. It would just be potentially time-consuming. So, consider their opinions. D-Rex M, I really appreciate it. Excellent choice. Party bump. Yeah, skablamo, dude. As you can already see, I get very easily distracted by donations, so if you want to distract me, throw me off my game, which is not hard. Donations are a great way to do that. Supports the channel, helps me keep doing what I'm doing. There's a merch store, there's a... I don't know. However, if you want to donate money, you can do it through YouTube, you can do it through the merchandise store, there's a PayPal somewhere. I'm not begging for donations. I'm just saying, because people ask me how to do it, those are options, and if I have a moderator in here, you could drop that in there. When we can talk about military claims, that's a great question. I'm setting something up with someone, and we will make it happen. It will happen. We will discuss in depth his military claims, but don't worry. But in the meantime, we're gonna look at this video here. Day in the Life, Jeremy Dewitte, Dr. Phil Show Reaction plus breaking news. Oh, I almost forgot. Well, first of all, the Dr. Phil episode is the reason some of you are here. Thank you so much for checking my channel. I have a thing about the Dr. Phil episode that I've already put out. I have one from before it came out about what you're going to see, which turned out to be pretty accurate. So if you're wondering who to trust, me or him, I'm just saying. And then I have one about the things that I was not allowed to say on Dr. Phil. If you have not seen it, I'm kind of proud of it. Things that we will not be talking about that Jeremy has said. He, he called. So you know, I have that little bacon icon. It's a piece of bacon that's blue and it has a hat. He seems to think that's a dildo with a hat. He needs to get out more and learn what a dildo traditionally looks like. I've never seen one that looks like that. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Or if that's the kind that he uses, well, if that's what he needs in his life, that kind of weird. I mean, he's already got a girlfriend and a wife. If that's what he needs, I'm not going to kink shame him. But I do want to let you know, Jeremy, in case you weren't sure, that's not traditionally what they look like. I think you got it wrong. Additionally, he has said that some people have nothing better to do than circle flags. That's a reference to my video on the 5 things I was not allowed to say about Jeremy Dewitte and stolen valor. I circled some flags behind him because they relate to his claims of military service. Now, as far as it being a waste of time, I'd rather circle flags than actually commit stolen valor, which has a criminal charge. So maybe, Jeremy, you need to rethink how you use your time. Just a thought. All right, now we're going to get into this. And we're going to mute that, and we're going to skip ahead. And, he didn't see last one. He had like a 1.5-minute intro. He's learning. Yes.
What's up, guys?
What is up, Jeremy?
I had to pop my head in and give you guys a heads up. And
that's this breaking news thing under his face. I love it. He found the After Effects button. I don't actually know if he did. That's fun. That's fun. I love it.
talk to you real fast.
Tell us, Jeremy.
Those that don't know, there's an article about Alec who admits, and there's multiple sources as well as information.
This is true.
That he's working with Sergeant Vittler.
Oh, no. I thought that. I don't know about that. That wouldn't surprise me. A lot of Jeremy's former employees, I say employees because he has employees, and Frank the... You're not Frank the... I know a guy who goes by the name Frank the Tank. Military-wise. If you're him, hey, how's it going? If you're not, hey, thank you so much for the donation. When's this next court date? I wish I knew. Now, he's saying, Alec Ringdahl, who's like, used to be his like second command, is now working with Sergeant Bidler, which is very potential. He could have turned state witness in lieu of some criminal charges. A lot of people that used to work for Jeremy have done that because they don't like him. McAddicts, hey, thank you. Probably watch later. Hey, it will be waiting for you, man. Yes, former contractors that are probably actually employees they probably messed with the IRS in the wrong way about. I do believe he probably has turned to help or has given help to Sergeant Bidler. He has reached out to me. We've been in communication from the beginning, me and Alec has been helpful. Sometimes he's been unhelpful. It's gone either way. He's given me a lot of very interesting information. I can't fact check most of it, so it doesn't reach this channel. But if he gives it to Sergeant Bidler has the capabilities to actually check a lot of things to see if they are true or not. So it's very possible. Now, Alec Ringdahl was arrested, which is where I thought he was going with this. We're going to let him talk about it.
To work behind the scenes to take my business. And that
he still thinks they're trying to take his business. No, they're trying to stop you from committing crimes, dude. The business can keep going. You got to stop committing crimes while you're doing it. It's that simple.
That was actually true. In fact, when he was dealing with Vittler, he called Vittler for help. A bunch of cops got called because he went to his wife's parents' house, his in-laws. And
then what, Jeremy?
He had a gun. He was threatening the father. And
if that's true, I have no idea if that's true or not. Don't threaten people with guns, folks, unless it's in self-defense. I would not recommend it. Something I do want to touch on, Jeremy is once again driving without a seatbelt. Jeremy, I know you sometimes watch my content, so I'm going to throw this in there every once in a while. Wear your seatbelt. Stop committing crimes, at least while you're recording yourself, dude. Like, it's built into your car. Your car, look, check this out. I'm going to get closer. You take it, you slide it down the old body there, and there's a thing. I'm going to point. There's a thing right there, and it goes click, and then you press the button. It unclicks. I know you know this. And Andrew, hey, ex-Army warrant ops, you had the good life, didn't you? Hey, thank you so much. Also, holding your cell phone while driving, maybe not the best. Get a hands-free device, dude. Right? I don't want to see you complaining, the police pulled me over because I was committing crimes. Why would they do that? You're committing crimes right now, guy.
Stuff and Orange County was called, and the only reason
Turn your turn signal off.
Then was because
there you go.
He called Vittler
He listens to me
immediately, and Vittler intervened with what was going on.
What's above his lip?
I believe we're pulling the 911 call on that and everything. We're delving into things that, you know, like Vittler said at Blue Jacket Park.
Blue Jacket
You
Park.
poked the bear one too many times, Mr. Dewitte. You
Suey. All right. So yes, if Alec Ringdahl is committing crimes, pursue those charges. By all means. We poke Jeremy, and he starts doing these things. Hey, if there's reason to believe these things have happened, by all means, go for it, dude. Yes, that's how the system should work. But I digress.
Poke the bear one too many times. You know, I only started vlogging because I got fucking tired.
Chris, appreciate the donation. I just had a thought with this very sort of southern accent. Didn't he call the girl he sexually assaulted like a cousin to him? Anyone else picking up on why this would be amusing? I don't want to explain it. Why a southern accent on a guy who sexually assaulted someone he considered his cousin, why that would be the humor behind it. We're not going to get into that. For those of you who get it, great. We're going to keep going.
Of all you liars and disrespect of my family, the lies and disrespect you're telling on my family.
I don't go after the family. He knows this. I've been very clear about this from the beginning, and even when we were on stage on Dr. Phil, I believe that came up where he said he appreciated that I never. No. It was when he's like, when's the next music video going to come out? The musical. And I said after the charges. I don't want to deal with any of your personal stuff. And he's like, I appreciate that. I appreciate that you've always done that. Don't go after his family, guys. I know it's fun for some of you. I would recommend not doing it. Jeremy, we can prove to be engaging in all sorts of weird stuff, but I would like his family to be off limits. Unless, of course, it's his brother who is also committing crimes. Jack, thank you. And Cameo, yee. Yes, he kind of did, didn't he? Thank you so much.
And harassing my family and their Facebooks and their YouTubes. They have nothing to do with anything. But anyways, apparently now I guess we're on a different course. But the reason why I'm poking my head in right now is because the gentleman that had protection from Sergeant Vittler and was able to record...
Stephen Casey Miller. Hey, thanks for the donation, Malt Liquor Marauder. Also, fantastic name. I don't tell you guys enough that a lot of your names are hilarious. Just assume that I think your names are good.
Me without a warrant and operate with
hold on.
Record me without a warrant. Sergeant Vittler and was able to record me without a warrant.
A warrant's not required for recording, generally, unless there's an expectation of privacy. I'm going to need more info on that. It's collecting dust at the moment, but I think we're getting there. We're getting closer, but we're gonna be fine.
And operate within my business as if he was some kind of internal spy.
Oh, that's right. They had one of their contractors got some footage of him. Well, brother, if you're in a public area, it boggles my mind, and thank you, Trey. Thank you. He records everything. Even when people are like, are you recording? He'll say, no. We have footage of him with Jennifer. And she's like, are you recording me? He's like, no, I'm pretty sure that happened. Don't quote me on that. So for him to be like, why was someone recording me? Well, you do the exact same thing. So pot calling the kettle black, just a thought. You don't need a warrant for that if it's in a public place. And there's a lot of the footage that I've seen was in a public park. So unless he's referring to something else, I don't think he understands how warrants work.
Breaking news. was just arrested for impersonating a police officer.
Yes, he was.
Open carrying of a firearm.
Completely unrelated to Metro State, though. We'll get into that. I want to hear what he has to say about it, because this buzzer, I don't know if you can. It's shaking. It's tense, man. There's a lot of adrenaline built up. It's ready to go. All right, I'm just gonna calm that guy down. SD, thank you. So we're gonna hear what he has to say about it.
Working security without a license.
Mm-hmm, true. Yeah. Thank you, Angela. Okay, yeah.
Business.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, so the same guy that was telling me that if I didn't sell him half of my business, he was going to testify against me.
Well, that seems an awful lot like, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, this is embarrassing. I should know. Blackmail. That sounds an awful lot like blackmail. I would not recommend that course of action. I can't verify if that actually ever happened or not. We're going to keep going.
And that he was helping Vittler, and he was going to ambiguously testify.
I'm sorry, what?
Helping Vittler, and he was going to ambiguously
Ambiguously? What is did you mean ambiguously? I mean, look, I get words wrong too. I'm not going to call him out for it. I just want to make sure that I'm understanding what he's trying to say. I don't know.
Testify if I did sell him the business, so that way he could lie for me.
Yeah, that would be a problem. If that's what happened, that would be a problem.
Apparently, it's a good thing I didn't sell him half my business, because if I would have sold him half my business, I don't think the state would be using him right now, being the fact he has now all these current pending charges. I'm a nobody, like I always tell you guys. I'm just a fucking guy.
He's just a guy. But what a guy he is.
Owns a business, has for 11 years. I just do what I'm supposed to do.
Oh, what a start. I'm just a guy. I do what I'm supposed to do. No, you don't, Jeremy. You don't do what you're supposed to do. For example, put your gosh darn seatbelt on. I almost swore. I almost did. It's fine. We're gonna get a donation goal where I'll just start swearing like crazy at some point. I have to figure out how much that should be, though. He does not do what he's supposed to do.
Just try to get by through the day. I don't know any more than anybody else.
And in some cases, he knows less. And in some cases, he knows more. Not everyone can know everything, including me. There are things I do not know. Shocking. It's crazy. But I don't know why I stopped that. Let's keep going.
Yes. I don't know, guys. Anyways, at the end of the day, it's
Thank you for
crazy.
the sub.
Here's something.
Tell us, Jeremy.
A word that some will know. Karma.
What?
Karma is a real motherfucker.
Hey, language, Jeremy. There are children that... I don't think there are children that watch this. They shouldn't, probably. Not that they couldn't learn a lot from it, but, get your parents' permission first. So I don't know if he can go back into, exactly what happened to Alec Ringdahl. Let me tell you. So Alec was working for a hotel, and he was in a security capacity, had an unmarked vehicle. He was wearing a sort of security type uniform. He had a taser on him. Police show up for a call. He tells them that they can't park where they're parking, and they're like, hey, bruh, what are you talking about? Things proceed, and thank you, Jade Pavilion. Thank you. Things proceed, and they discover that basically Alec has told the hotel that he has a security license when he doesn't, which means that he's operating a security capacity without a license, and that various other things, and that he's utilizing a taser improperly or something like that. I'm not really sure the details. Had nothing to do with Metro State. Had nothing to do with Jeremy. But Alec did mess up pretty bad, and I expect charges to come from it unless he gets a really good plea deal. Maybe he will become a state witness. Jeremy Folger. Does anyone raise questions about his business license being inactive? I think that's what that said. Yeah, that is weird, isn't it? Yeah, I know the things in my email, but we're not. That's not the topic of this video. KG, thank you, and hello to you too. He impersonated basically a security guard, and he got, which is what should happen when someone's breaking the laws. They should be caught by police, and shame, but that's what happens. Unfortunately, I can't really defend him lying to the hotel about having a security license if he doesn't. Now, if there was some sort of mistake, cool, maybe I'd understand that, but I'm not going to defend him in this situation. I'm not saying I dislike Alec or that I like him, but, I'm going to be neutral, just like I used to be with Jeremy before he made me angry by not apologizing for stolen valor and spreading lies about me on the internet. So, cool. Oh, speaking of lies, Jeremy seems to think that I'm lying about him. So if you can actually establish what those lies are, you let me know, because I, for one, cannot figure out what those lies might be. Everything I say is generally backed by fact. So I don't know. And Jeremy Dimwit, I'm Jeremy, and I don't know how seatbelts or real police work. Anyway, yes, his GoFundMe was taken down. Which is kind of a shame, because I was really enjoying the donation names. We're going to keep going, though. Maybe. There we go. No? There we go.
And when you do dirt to people, it pays in tenfold. And
wow. Tenfold.
I don't know about y'all, but slowly but surely, karma seems to be working its way through the ranks of
of your former employees. Yeah, what a shocking revelation. Revelation. That's the word I'm looking for. How shocking that karma is finally catching up to the people that you employed. I'm not surprised. Why would you be?
Jeremy Dewitte case. Some people are leaving. Some people are quitting.
Irish girl, 37. All right, I'm glad you donated that, and thank you so much. I'm thinking of making jerseys that Jeremy Dewitte on the back. The number is 37 or negative 37. Let me know if you guys think that'd be a good idea. I don't even know if I can have those made. Maybe I'll just make it like a regular T-shirt, like a baseball tee, with the shoulders are a different color. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know. Anyway, thank you.
Some people are getting arrested.
Oh gosh.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, but karma's coming.
Thank you, Andrew.
Karma comes.
Get to the point, Jeremy.
It comes with a vengeance. And what it doesn't get, if it goes the way I'm thinking, hoping inshallah, I'm going to come behind with a mop.
How are you going to do that from jail, Jeremy? Just a thought, just a question. I'm not saying you're going to jail. That hasn't happened. Well, you have been to jail. You haven't been convicted yet. But if you are, how are you going to come back from jail? Are we going to wait? Is that the secret? We won't see you. You're coming because we'll have forgotten about you by then. Is that it? I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about.
What's left? I promise you that. So anyways, guys, be safe.
No, you. You be
strong,
safe, Jeremy.
Be careful out there. Motor One's rolling. Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, hey guys. Didn't see you there. I'm just sitting here with my flags behind me that I keep there so that people assume I'm in the military without me having to tell them, because it's not illegal. It's just really morally and ethically wrong. Look, there's a lot of rage up in this pasty white body of mine. This is the great way for me to vent it.
Going on. So today we're going to do the reaction video to the actual Dr. Phil show, not just the in the intro. It's going to actually be the show. One of the
Thank you, Melissa.
Want to talk about.
To his jailhouse lawyering, make the law fit our needs. Oh, that's good.
Go over a lot of things, a lot of information.
Yeah.
Like most of his, he did 2 episodes, not just one. Like most of his guests.
Yes, he made 2 episodes. Why? Because you didn't stop talking. You just kept going, man. And it was hard to cut all of it out because so much of it was just nuts. So yes, they did 2. When I exited the stage. I wasn't thrown off like he claimed, which is a lie you're telling about me, Jeremy. You were there. Why would you tell that lie? As I was being, let out, whoever was leading me out was like, wow, they don't usually go on for that long. Oh, gosh, it's almost like Jeremy couldn't keep his mouth closed. He should have, though. He should not have gone on that show. But, I don't know. Frank! Jeez, it's showing in here. It feels like it's negative 37. Yeah, he's talking about karma a lot. I sure hope that he's going to understand the irony of when it comes back to him. Jeremy Dimwit. I'm Jeremy, and I wear T-shirts that are too tight. Well, I mean, he's wearing body armor in that, which is odd. Like, you're at your desk, dude. What are you expecting exactly? But hey, maybe there's a good reason. I'm not gonna blame him. It's fine. I'm getting my button ready though.
But anyways, we'll go over some information so that way y'all can talk shit later, and make fun of me and what I say, because I see you guys on Dr. Phil as well. So anyways, before I do that, one of the things I want to say is to my fans, to the subscribers,
all three of them,
reading in the comments, you guys are right. The keyboard warriors and the fuckboy trolls. I shouldn't be talking about them all the time. You guys are what's giving me the views. You guys are what's showing me that I need to show my story. I appreciate you. I truly do. We have some videos of fans that have actually showed up at our office.
Is that better? All right, I appreciate it. I don't know what just happened. All right, look, let's back up. All right. It's my bad, folks. It's my bad. All right. Hello, guys. Can you hear me? Anyway. No, it's fine. I didn't say anything important. I was just saying you're welcome. I'm not trying to troll you. I'm not trying to send trolls your way. But, hey, if my content is helping you get views, Jeremy, great. I'm not muted anymore. I'm still getting all these messages. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's saying, oh, fans are coming to the office. I don't think all of those are fans, Jeremy. And I have good reason to believe that, but I'm not going to tell you why I have reason to believe that just yet. So, okay. Anyway, yes, we got the sound bit. We're just gonna pause. Is my mic's Am I good? Does my sound work? Okay, thank you for the donation. My mic is out of gas. Yeah, that's the karma. It caught up to me tenfold, guys. I've been hacked. Jeremy is DDoSing me. Oh, all right, that was weird. Okay, moving on.
We'll show some of those here soon. Obviously, not everyone that lives in other states can be.
Dino, he wears the custom gun vest just in case a body reanimates during the funeral escort. I mean, I'd accept that over what his actual reason. He thinks outside the box.
Or to just pop in and say hi. But anyway, so let's get to this. So one of the first things is when
Thank you, Ron.
Dr. Phil.
As a felon, it is illegal to. It's not illegal to possess or wear body armor. I think it's illegal to purchase for yourself. But other people can purchase. There's a thing we checked that he's actually allowed to wear it. Yeah. All right. Is my sound is back though, right? Because people are still saying no sound, and some people are saying there is sound. I'm good. All right. Some people might just be behind. That's fine. All right. So the body armor is probably okay. Moving on.
They start.
Do I believe his coma story? Not based on what I've read, and I've never heard that he was in a coma before until that moment. And then Real World Police was like, no, I have the evidence to suggest otherwise. And Real World Police so far has been very trustworthy when it comes to the evidence that he's claimed to have or that he has provided. Because I fact check a lot of his stuff as well. I don't like to use his when I can get it myself from the actual source. Not that I don't trust his stuff. It's just it makes me feel better about the information I'm getting. And if he has that information, well, it sounds like Jeremy was never in a coma. But what do we expect? The man is known for lying.
With all the rhetoric of this and that, and he's got the siren and that, and
thank you, Jeremy Dimwit.
Come onto the stage, or not the stage, but
how is he still allowed to operate his business when his court date? He needs to be behind bars. I don't know when his court date is. He's still allowed to operate his business. I don't even know if his business still has a license to operate. Is because his business isn't illegal. His conduct is the crime. The business can absolutely be operated within the law. He just chooses not to. So they're targeting him as opposed to the business because it isn't technically a business wide thing necessarily. It's him specifically that is causing the problems. You remove him from it. You put someone competent in his place. The problem should fix itself. The business should be legit. That's just my guess. I actually have no idea. And thank you, Carlos. He's simping for blue bacon again. I forgot about that. Hey, thank you. I'll send you some bath water.
And then he's asking me about the bike, which has those bluish purple lights.
Oh gosh, he was trying to get you to admit that you'd gone 100 miles an hour on it. They cut some of that out, by the way. At one point, Jeremy's or Dr. Phil's like, you've gone 100 miles an hour on that bike, and Jeremy's like, no, I haven't. I've never done that. And Dr. Phil goes, I've seen the video. Thank you, Frank. How would Dr. Phil would actually have to say if he was actually treated? Yeah, I'd love to know what Dr. Phil really felt about it. But Jeremy's like, that's never happened. Dr. Phil goes, I've seen the video. And Jeremy's like, well, show me the video. And they went and they found the video. It was unedited. It didn't have the swears bleeped out like all the other ones. They went and they found it like 10 minutes later. They did not put that in the final episode. I don't think. They might have. I didn't see the actual full episode. I saw the clips that were uploaded and I was in the chat saying hi to people. But no, his line of question was clearly to try to get you to admit that you used your bicycle. I almost said bicycle. Your bike improperly. That was, I thought that was clear. I'm surprised you missed that. Or maybe you didn't. Jason, thank you. I have seen the latest video of CPS. I'm not going to, that involves his family quite a bit, so I'm not going to go into it. However, do notice that the police officer is wearing dark blue, that thing that Jeremy claims that no police officer around him wears. So obviously that's not true. It's a very similar dark blue to the one he wears. Kind of interesting, huh? For someone who's like, I take great steps to not look like a police officer, when there's a police officer in his home whose uniform looks like his. Now you can say, well, the badge is a different color, it's silver. Sure, but it's kind of the same shape. It doesn't have all the small details. You can't see those from 20 feet away, dude. You can't. So, you're going to get one of those.
For those that are watching on national TV, I don't know if your TV set has the blue tint adjusted as much as Vittler's actual eyes do, but maybe you saw the bluish tint.
Now, I will say the purple does look purple, but those ambers look red. The thing is, I'm pretty sure, allowed to have red lights. They just cannot be turned on. My belief is that he has yellow lights underneath the red that create an amber light. So the statute allows him to use to have a vehicle that emits amber light, which is what his technically does. That's one of the reasons why I'm pretty sure he's going to beat those light charges. His lights are purple. They are amber. The housing is red. But that, I think, he's got a strong case for. Red Rex, -37 is fantastic. It means you're very bad at lying, which is a good thing. So thank you. I never financially recovered from this. I'll Tiger King in here. Thank you, Captain Dan the Fireman. Are you willing to bet the color of his uniform is LA blue? I would believe it. My volume is up. Which volume? His volume or my volume? Oh, his volume is kind of low, isn't it? All right.
But, and then Dr. Phil asks about the air horn, and, he asked me to hit it once or twice, and you guys see that, and I hit it twice,
He did.
He's like, that doesn't sound like a police. No, actually, in fact, for those that are familiar with Florida,
no, he said, and you don't think that sounds like a police horn? So, that's a lie from Jeremy. And again, when I say that, that's an opinion. From here on out, I probably will not preface or follow that with, this is just my opinion. Just understand from this point on. No, if I remember correctly, having been there and having watched the episode, Dr. Phil went, you don't think that sounds like a police, horn? But what do I know?
Rangers, public roadside assistance vehicles, private tow truck companies, funeral escort companies, not just mine, as well as the competition.
Now, I will say that his horn is probably legal. Hey, Gregory, thank you so much. After discussing his loan integration, said, well, I was at the academy. He was never in the academy. He was in the Boy Scouts. I'm fairly certain you're right. As far as I know, he was only in the Explorer program, which is run by the Boy Scouts. It's the same organization. It's not the Boy Scouts, but it's the same, overarching company. That's not an academy. It's not being a police officer. He has used that in many, many lies. You are absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. But as far as the horn thing goes with Jeremy, he can't use sirens for sure. But his horn, I would be willing to consider his horn to be legal. I know. Does it make him kind of appear to be a police officer? Yes. When you combine all these things together, yes, the horn does not help him when it comes to the police impersonator charges. But is the horn itself illegal? Probably not. And that's what Jeremy does, is he takes the individual pieces and says these individual pieces are not a thing. It's sort of like you take Legos. Like a Lego brick is not a building. But when you stack them all together, suddenly you got the Taj Mahal, right? Wow. It's shocking how that works, right? And Jeremy just cannot seem to figure that out. Or maybe he does, but he has to have that he has to claim otherwise to protect himself at this point. He's dug himself too deep.
That all of a sudden went to black and white cars after they hired Vittler.
Simply Splashy, thank you.
They use air horns. An air horn is not illegal to use. Air horn's legal to use. Whalen actually makes those air horns, and they're specifically less than 100 decibel. They're right at 110. I mean,
he corrected himself in time.
The 110 decibels is what is required to have for a car horn. Can't be louder than that in Florida state statute.
Personally, I would have maybe made it like 105 then, just to be on the safe side. Dutch Doyle, thank you. Oh my God, that's amazing. That little sticker. Eddie, he said to a police officer, he was an Orlando police officer, Army major. Yes, he did. What was this? He said a specific place in Orlando. But yeah, and guess what? Those police officers were wearing dark blue as well. Wow, what are the odds for someone who's like, yeah, police don't wear dark blue around here? Well, shockingly, apparently they do. Now, maybe he's referring to bike patrol police officers, but he doesn't just use bikes. He also has cars. So, like, that argument is certainly flawed, and you can't really trust the public to understand the difference. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, all police are, like, the uniforms are all the same, right? Like, when we had near me in Portland, we had the Federal Protective Service, and people are like, those aren't real police. Like, yes, they are. You just don't know about the police in the Federal Protective Service. Like, you just haven't looked into it. I assure you, they're legitimate police officers, et cetera, et cetera. The public's not going to know as much as a police officer does, or even Jeremy does, about the wear and appearance of a police uniform in that area. So one of the ways to combat that would be, if they ask, are you a police officer, is to be very clear and say, no, I am not, or to make sure your vehicles made it clear that you were not police. For example, if they said, escort service, they don't say that, and he does not make it clear he's not a police officer. In fact, he deflects that. He doesn't say yes, but he responds in a way that does not indicate he is not a police officer, which is a huge, huge problem for him, not for the rest of us, for him.
Anything louder would be considered a train horn, and we don't have train horns. We have air horns. the difference between an air horn and a car horn is one sounds like a car horn and one sounds like an electronic tone. The electronic tone is the differential sound that we're looking for to get people's attention. So no, it doesn't sound like a police vehicle. It sounds like any other person that has some kind of responsibility or service here in Orlando or Florida that is able to use those.
He saved it.
And in fact, your buddy Corporal Ramsey's written 2 of those tickets saying that it was illegal to use. And the craziest thing is this: 2 different judges in Orange County both said, no, it's not.
And that's good. And hopefully he stopped writing those citations after that. Now, I can understand where Corporal Ramsey would be coming from. Sometimes they write tickets because they believe the law is supposed to be a certain way, and the judge goes, no, actually it's not, but good try. That kind of seems like that situation, because it is unusual to hear anyone using an air horn that is not an actual government agency. All these people he's talking about, I've never heard like a construction crew use an air horn. All these people he's talking about, I don't know if I've ever heard an air horn used. I've heard police use them. I've heard medical services use them. I've heard fire services use them. But that's probably about it. And K. Carl Go, right? I wish it was all open to the public. I'd probably go. And Melissa, thank you. I actually expect laws to be created following this whole Jeremy Dewitte thing. Once the case is done, I fully expect legislation to be introduced. It might happen, it might not, but it certainly is a possibility. Now, Popcorn says the law is, or Wisconsin law, I think that is, no person shall at any time use a horn that is unreasonable. Florida has a similar law, but the question is, what is unreasonable? Well, when it comes to the safety of a funeral escort, 110 decibels may not be unreasonable. And if 110 decibels is allowed, that's fine. Is the actual, type of sound emitted controlled? We get into that kind of question. Now, he does say a lot of things, like judges approved a lot of things that, he has never backed up. This one I could actually see. This one I would believe. Sure. Once I certainly do question is a judge allowing him to move up and down a second lane of traffic and hold it during a funeral escort. That I do question. But maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. I am just doubtful. So, I want to keep going because I've forgotten what he was even talking about.
It's illegal to use a horn in Florida.
The horns, that's right.
Overusing it for no reason. And both
you could charge him with some sort of disorderly conduct for overusing a horn, I imagine, but that's real slim.
That we're using our air horns to advise
Thank you,
the
Jeremy
general public
Dewitte.
that a funeral is coming.
Jeremy lies. If I offered money by you, wouldn't his hubris make him do another interview by you? I wonder if I could pay him. Like if I just offered him $100. I'm not going to, because I don't want to fund his nonsense. And I really don't need that interview because it's going to consist of me going, why did you commit stolen valor? And it's going to be him saying, bye, I did the interview. So, unfortunately, yeah. Let's hear him talk about the horn some more.
And or that they have to wait. Isn't that crazy? The judges even said,
Bonkers.
And or they have to wait and dismiss the tickets. It's crazy. Anyways, so, so we go into the stage, we go into there. And let's watch it. So here.
Jeremy, are you gonna show it because you don't own? All right. They might come after you. I'm gonna be picky about what I show, about what you're doing. Me commenting on you commenting on it might be enough to protect me. I don't know. I'm a little worried for him.
We start talking about the handcuffs and the pepper ball weapon.
It didn't go well.
And I'm trying to explain. Of course, Dr. Phil is Dr. Phil, and he's going to talk over you.
No, you gave really terrible answers, and he's like, no, logically, you lied to him, dude. You lied to him. You said, I don't carry handcuffs. And then he showed the clip of you being arrested wearing handcuffs, guy. And then you didn't answer most of his questions. You just said, I can't answer that, or you tried to get him on a different topic, right, when it came to the handcuffs. You never really went fully into that. You just deflected like you often do. And he talked over you because you were trying to lie to him. I don't know what you want, man.
Which I understand. It's his show. It's his home. But, one of the things is we are talking about the handcuffs. Yes, I had handcuffs.
Oh, so now you had handcuffs, right? Now that you've been called out on national TV, now you had handcuffs. Ah, of course. Our bad. What? I'm so grateful that you've confessed.
We all saw it. No lie. And
but before they saw it, the lie was there. Got it.
as I explained, or I tried to explain, yeah, I had handcuffs. The day before, I was working in-house in an in-house casino.
Okay, now we're going to talk about that. But, I was wearing them the day before. Well, you still had them on you, dude. And when I talked to you during my interview, I'm pretty sure you said that you wore handcuffs. His in-house security thing, he is actually allowed to do in-house security. If they've hired him and that depends if he gave the right name and information. Because, even on the shirt he's wearing, check this out, that yellow shirt there, his last name is spelled incorrectly. And we believe he spells his name incorrectly, and he spells it incorrectly on a lot of things, so that when people look him up as J. Dewitte without the E at the end, they don't find out that he's a sex offender. So I don't know if he's misrepresented himself to that casino. But yes, if he's doing in-house security only on that property, unarmed, and he's only employed by that casino, as in he's not a contractor that is working at the casino, then yes, he does not need a security license. I know a lot of people have brought that up. What's my background? It's a green screen. Let's see how close I can get to it before something happens. There it is. Oh. I thought for sure my hand would start disappearing. Legally he cannot get a security license, but there is an exception for that if he's doing this in-house type security. Now, he claims that his guys do in-house security for his company. That does not work because he has to be... Somebody just hit my wall. Doesn't matter. He doesn't understand exactly what in-house security is when he's talking about how he does it, but I believe the place he's working at has it correct. I know. I'd love for him to have admitted that. What is happening out there? Doesn't matter. There's something happening. Madus. Yeah, he does still have the flags, doesn't he? And he thought he was all clever calling me out for calling him out. There isn't a casino in Central Florida. Well, that raises some questions, doesn't it? Anyway, SORT, we believe that means Special Operations Rescue Team, I think. It's meaningless. It means absolutely nothing. He wanted it on his shirt. He got it on his shirt. Good for him. He can do that. I personally think it looks stupid. I have ghosts. Wow. I'd make a video about it, but none of you watched my video on the ghost hunting, so what's the point? I put work into that. It was fun, though. Anyway. I'm clearly a plant. Hey, FBV, thank you. I never pulled anyone over. Dr. Phil shows a clip. Pull over, you over there. Yeah, want to know why? I'm pretty sure it's because that guy was taking up the second lane that Jeremy isn't allowed to actually control, which he uses to zoom up and down the procession. That's not your lane, dude. Everyone gets that lane. You get a single lane. You're supposed to be within the procession. Now, he claims the judge said he doesn't have to do that, but I've never seen a judge actually confirm that. Someone's stealing my car? I'm just kidding. I think there's just acorns rolling out. No, I think it's the acorns falling off the roof or something. Maybe the squirrels are active. And thank you for the donation, by the way. Where did I ghost hunt? I went to Olalla in Washington, which I think is south of me, to a place called Starvation Heights. A cemetery across from a place called Starvation Heights. Real fun place. I'm being swatted. That'd be terrifying. Roanoke, Tribal Gaming Commission's issues a license. I've done casino security and need a state license. Couldn't have any felonies. I call BS. I think it's possible that he could do it. I think it's questionable. Having read some of the laws on it, I'm going to give it a pass. But that doesn't mean someone who knows more about it in the local area. For example, if tribal stuff is getting involved. I'm not going to say that it is impossible that he's doing the wrong thing. Eddie, Thank you. Yes, he did say it wasn't him pulling that guy over, and then Dr. Phil is like, yes, I apologize for my demeanor. Even on Dr. Phil Phil's like, well, people have claimed it was you. Like, he set it up to establish, like, it might not be him. And Jeremy didn't realize it and was like, yes, I apologize for my demeanor. Matt, thank you. Yes, this is the karma. Someone's stealing my car. I have my keys. I do have my keys on me. Hold on. Okay, yeah. I can hear it out there. Anyway, let's keep watching.
So, yeah, of course, we had the proper right to have handcuffs. And one of the other things...
It's not about having the right to have handcuffs. It's why you would have them in the first place. You can't arrest anybody, Jeremy. Have an empty handcuff case. Like a lot of your guys also carry handcuffs. You've admitted it. Who are they arresting? Your in-house security for your company only protects your company personnel. It does not protect the people in the escort. It does not. So who are you arresting? I'm just a question. Just a thought. Just a thought.
Somebody had made a comment.
Dino, thank you. He can legally have the cuffs, the BB gun, pepperball gun. But yes, the vest, it's the intent. This guy gets it. Yes. He can legally have all these things, but they all come together to make him look like something he's not, which he is okay with, and he thinks that's okay. He thinks he's not going to get in trouble for it. But, well, gosh, karma's kind of caught up to him, hasn't it?
That it's not illegal to carry handcuffs, which is absolutely correct in Florida. It's not illegal to carry handcuffs. Not only is it not illegal, but it also, to the point where if somebody were to commit a forcible felony, you would be able to use those.
Yes. Generally, and I'm not going to say always, but when it comes to... Oh, PebMets. Hold on. Let me forget my train of thought there for a second. Thank you for appreciating what I do and have done. In Jeremy's Tampa videos, he has 4 stripes in the arm of his dress uniform, which he believes represent 20 years of service, even though the company was around 10 years. He doesn't hide the fact that he's bad at lying. You are not wrong. Now, maybe those stripes represent like 3 years or 2 years or something. I don't know. It's very weird, though, right? Taco Josh, love it. First of all, tacos, yes. Well, thank you. Taco Josh is a content creator. Go check him out. I'm not familiar with your content, but yes, good. It's a thing, man. All right, I'm sorry. I got getting carried away. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Now, I wouldn't use them, and I wouldn't agree with that. But
the felonies. I'm sorry. Yes, generally, and this will vary from state to state, so don't think it applies to you. Make sure you check your local stuff. A citizen's arrest. All right, basically, if someone has committed some sort of gross misdemeanor, usually of something violent, not necessarily, it depends on your state, you can detain them until police arrive if you witness it with your own eyes. However, if you get it wrong, you get to be charged with false imprisonment, which is a felony. So you have to be very, very sure that you've gotten it right. In some places, you can't do that. It can only happen if you witness a felony. And usually it's like a violent felony, not just any felony. Like if someone's committing extreme tax evasion, I couldn't necessarily detain them until police arrive. Police will be able to find them. It's fine. If they're a danger to themselves or others, though, different story. But generally, if you witness a felony, yes, you can detain someone through reasonable force until police arrive, and they have to be called immediately. It's legally a very dangerous thing to do. Sometimes it is necessary to do. If you're willing to take those risks to yourself, both physically and legally, I'm not going to stop you. I've done a lot of research into my local area about what is appropriate, so I feel confident that I would be able to do it within the law. But it's risky business. Citizens' arrests are risky business. I do not trust Jeremy to get it right. Now, in some states, it can also be if a credible witness tells you about a felony. You don't actually have to witness it yourself if it has just happened, right? But again, it does get complicated. It can get complicated. Do not take this advice as, I can do citizen's arrest now. It is a complicated thing. You can get into serious trouble. Kyle, or Kile, I don't, there was an accent. So stop it, you. I will take your money, and I will appreciate you donating it. Thank you so much. You guys, you don't have to donate. It helps this happen. It motivates me. A lot of it gets put back into this channel itself, into records requests, equipment, buttons like this, which we're gonna give a tap. There we go, just to make sure it's still working. But I always do appreciate your donations. If I miss it, if at some point I don't thank you, understand that I really do from the bottom of my heart. It's just I get very distracted very easily. So we're gonna, speaking of distraction, we're gonna get back to Jeremy.
It is a possibility. That's neither here nor there. So the handcuffs is a moot point, but for sure.
It's moot point, by the way. I hear a lot of people saying this. It's M-O-O-T. If I'm wrong, correct me, because that'll be very embarrassing. It's a moot point. It's like the opinion of a cow. It doesn't matter. If you get that reference, let me know. I will, first person tell me where that's from, I will call you out and say good job.
For some reason, we pushed that to the limit. But again, the day before and weeks before, in-house security. It's not even security. It's just in-house services.
I don't even know what that means, but okay.
But then we go over to the gun or the pepper ball, and we're talking about
careful there.
The yellow strip. Dr. Phil's talking about the pepper ball gun and how come we do have some with the yellow strips on them.
Robert Carlson says you are mistaken on a citizen arrest. An individual may make a citizen's arrest on a misdemeanor that they have witnessed with their own eyes, or a felony that do they have witnessed with their own eyes. It depends on the state, honestly. Different states have different rules on that. Some it's if you witness a misdemeanor. Some it's if you witness a gross misdemeanor. Some it's only a felony. Some it can be a felony if you've been told. Like it does vary from state to state. I do encourage you not to try to put a blanket statement on the entire. I'm not saying you're like trying to do bad or anything. This is just a very legally dangerous thing to do. So I caution people a lot about this. I'm not trying to call you out for being wrong or anything. I just want to make it very clear to people that this may be more complicated than you think. But I do appreciate you your input on that. I really do. Ryan, thank you. Why would you go on Dr. Phil knowing he's lying, incriminating himself? Because he's trying to turn public opinion towards him. He's been doing this the entire time. He went to his local news station. He did it. He's been reaching out to like newspapers. He's trying to get the population backing him. You know, which doesn't really affect the crimes he may or may have not committed. So it's a weird thing. He really should have laid low. But I think he's a narcissist, and I think this is something he feels he has to do. So, yeah. Shane has just said it below you, actually, Ryan. I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Wait, I think... Yeah, I'm sorry, I got distracted. I'm just checking real quick. One of you got it. One of you got the reference. Hold on. Which one was the first one? Lonely Jester. Yes, it was a Friends reference. But who else? Someone else said it. I know. I'm sorry. Hold on. And FPV confirmed that it was by Joey on Friends. So both of you, FPV Diva, FPV, and Lonely Jester. Yes. Why are the feds charging with? Why aren't the feds charging with stolen valor? Probably because they haven't put together a case yet. If he goes away for a long time, they don't really need to. They got him. What's it gonna do? If all of this fails, I would put money on the fact that they're going to charge him with it. Right? If he doesn't get charged with any of this, there are other things that they have on the back burner. Charges for impersonating a security officer. And I assume stolen valor is already on their list of things to pursue. It's just they've done so much already. What's another charge? And the federal government, there are rumors that from potentially credible sources that the feds are looking into him, are debating whether or not they want to get involved. There's certainly enough for them to get involved, but whether or not they actually want to is the question. Fodrick, you got it. Friends, yes. All right.
But I don't carry that one because
Full
my
fire,
equipment
thank
is what's
you.
been issued
Only
to
line
me
of
in
defense.
Pepperball came.
Hold on.
I don't carry that one because my strips on them. A pepperball gun, and how come we do have some with the yellow?
Mm-hmm. He does have the yellow strips on some of them.
But I don't carry that one because my equipment is what's been issued to me, and Pepperball came out with those high-vis weapons.
Who's issuing them to you, Jeremy? Do you have an armorer back there that signs out your equipment to you? Pretty sure you don't. I could be wrong about that. But that's very, very strange. I don't get it. Why? What are you talking about, dude? Red Rex, Thank you. He will get out of jail and do it again. I hope he's a habitual offender. I mean, he has gotten out of jail and done it again. I mean, to be fair, just in a different way. So hopefully he gets fixed. Could his wife be deported if she's found guilty of insurance fraud? I don't believe so. Because she should be an American citizen by now through marriage. You might be right. Has this been flipped? Is the image flipped? Why would the image be flipped? Oh, no. Because it is flipped. Because on my screen, I should be showing me reaching to what would appear to be the left with my right arm. That's very weird. Yeah, my screen is flipped. Yeah. Why is my screen flipped? Because the words are backwards. I don't know how that happened. I have no idea. That's very weird. Carlos, thank you. Flucia, wait. What did that say? Flucia backbreaker is when you fall off a Metro State motorcycle during a funeral escort. No, you did say it was flipped. Taco Josh, thank you. Yeah, I don't think he's taking Dr. Phil's advice because now he's definitely fighting against Dr. Phil. No, you have been saying it, and I just was like, nah, that'd be ridiculous. How would that even happen? Rod of God, thank you. Why didn't he bring up the Chicago arrest? Because we were only allowed to talk about things Jeremy is currently being charged with, and those charges were dropped because they're like, no, Florida's got this guy. We're good. We're good here. Or someone didn't want to press charges. I don't know. We couldn't talk about it because he was not currently being faced with it. Did CPS take his daughter? I have no idea. But thank you all for the donations. I have no idea. What outfit AOR you've been with in Germany? I was mostly in the Ansbach area. That's mostly in the concerns over there. Stork, Kotterbach. There's another one that's like 30 minutes away from all of that. It was a pain in the butt to drive to. Illesheim and Barton. I think those were the 4 main ones. That sounds right. I never went to Fort Polk. I almost went to Fort Polk. There's a story behind that. I was very, very close going to Fort Polk, but that's we're at some other time.
Way after they came out with the original all black. After they came out with the original.
Okay, so he's saying that he doesn't have yellow because they came out with the yellow ones after they came out with the all black ones. I don't know if that's true. That seems easy to check. I'm not going to check it right now. But probably a good idea to get that fixed, Jeremy. Now that you know that might be an issue. Fodrick, thank you. And I'm going to assume you were right. I don't know what about. Don't use the green screen. I've already painted it and everything. That's painted on there.
All black. So we have a lot that are all black, and we have some that have that strip on it. I just never switched it out because, as I said, as you can see, you can't see if the yellow strip's on it or not.
You could if the entire thing's yellow. They make all yellow ones, dude. You'd be able to see it. Pretty sure. Did I have my phone on me? I don't even know. I just like put some yellow tape around it then or something.
Because of the holster. So because of the holster, you can't see the yellow strip.
Did I buy a new camera? No, this is the same camera. I'm waiting for that YouTube check to come in, and then I'm buying a new camera. It's gonna be a nice camera, I hope. It should be much nicer than this one. But yeah, I'm excited about it. And thank you all of you for your donations. Last time that made that possible, and thank you for your donations now. It's just phenomenal. Thank you so much.
See how there's no yellow strip? See the yellow shirt? You don't see the yellow strip. And I'm wearing one that has the yellow strip right now.
Calm down, dude.
But you can't see it because it's in the holster. Crazy, I know.
Why didn't you say that to Dr. Phil then? Did he say that to Dr. Phil? He might have. Okay, well, I'll allow it. It still looks like a gun, though. Maybe get some Plasti Dip spray paint. Spray it yellow. You know, just a thought. Should help you. Especially when you have it drawn on somebody. Cool.
So, anyways, but let's keep going. I hope that answers some
Let's
questions.
keep going, Jeremy. Waiting on you.
The funniest thing is Dr. Phil's staff, they reached out to me and asked for a bunch of pictures.
Usually what happens.
Florida motorcycle law enforcement officers, which is funny because you look it up online. But anyways, they asked us to send them over.
Thank you, Hank. He doesn't wear a badge because he doesn't wear a seatbelt because it would cover his badge. Now, there's an interesting thought. I mean, you're right. It would cover his badge, wouldn't it? Interesting. All right, we're going to keep going.
So we sent a bunch of Florida motor units images, and we sent Florida patrol vehicle images. And then when they're comparing our bikes with the purple lights and our company name on the front.
No, Kathleen, that's a good point. He did say that he couldn't answer that. Guess he had time to think about it now.
They compare it next to a New York police motorcycle.
Yes, because a lot of people know what New York police look like more than they know what Florida police look like because of TV and movies. They know what Los Angeles police look like, and they know what New York police look like. Other than that, that's what shows up on TV a lot. So when people think police, they think, oh, the ones that look like this. And when you look like that, people from out of state, or they just don't pay attention to the local police, or they've never seen their local police before because, maybe they're good upstanding citizens, they're going to look at you and say, oh, that must be a police officer. They're not going to go, did Tampa get a new police force? No, they're just going to assume, oh, they've got a different uniform, or I just never noticed them before. They're not going to be like, oh, well, gosh, his badge is different from everyone else's badge. So, from 50 feet away, I can definitely tell. No, that would be absurd. So, yes, even if they do compare, a very popular look to your look, and you're claiming I'm not trying to look like I'm trying very hard not to look like police. That is what people think police look like. There's this thing called the CSI effect. If you were a police officer, you might know about it. If you were an investigator, you certainly would. CSI effect is people believe what they see on TV when it comes to police. They expect police to behave in a certain way, just like they see on TV. So the common famous example that you see a lot when discussing the CSI effect is some guy in a courtroom that was like, why didn't you dust the lawn for fingerprints? That's absurd. That's not what happens. Yeah, you might see in CSI because they create their own scripts. They can do whatever they want with whatever they want and make it into a coherent narrative. That's not how actual criminal investigation works, right? People see what they see on TV and they believe it to be accurate. It's like if you're watching Grey's Anatomy, you don't actually think that doctors hook up like that, do you? I have no idea if they do. But I'm going to guess no, that's TV drama. But people look at that and go, wow, doctors, am I right? What a bunch of sleuths. Yeah, So people are going to see you, think back to what they've seen on TV and go, oh yeah, that is a police officer. I can't even speak. This should not be confusing. Anyway.
Where he's in full Class A as well.
Also, we've seen pictures and videos of you interacting with police officers locally that dress like you do. So don't give me that.
I don't know about y'all, but Class A is Class A no matter where you go. It's going to be blue, or it's going to be brown, or it's going to be...
But on Dr. Phil, you said that nobody wore a uniform that looked like that. So I'm not going to say it's a lie, but just because if it feels dishonest, we're going to give you a little...
Class A. So the whole point of sending pictures of Florida motor officers was to show that
Thank you, Motlicker.
In Florida, all motor units wear white shirts.
Cool. No one pays attention to that. People in Florida probably don't even know that. They're not going to be like, oh, yeah, they only wear that. No, they're going to see your blue uniform and go, that looks like a police officer. Hey, buddy, are you a police officer? And they're going to go, or he's going to go, no, he's not even going to say no. He's going to go, you better figure it out real quick, bud. I'm a state certified agent. Answer the question, bud. This is why you're getting into trouble. Because you're trying to play this game that has very serious consequences.
They wear a white long sleeve or a white short sleeve shirt. And they wear a black belt, usually, depending on the agency, unless you're FHP. If you're FHP, then they wear the tan shirts.
Now, he did used to have a white shirt. Kathleen, you are correct. Wiseacres, that stuff actually happened. But not to the extent on the show on Grey's Anatomy, right? That's overboard. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just jealous. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Did I pick the wrong career? kidding. Angela, thank you. He is fixated because Dr. Phil's the thing that's his enemy right now. Kind of like I'm fixated on Jeremy because he's the thing that people come here to see. I am working my channel into a corner here, and at some point it's just gonna collapse on me. I have to start back at like 15% of what I got now. But that's fine. I'm prepared for that. Anyway, he used to wear that white shirt, which is weird, right? And then they said, you can't do that. And he changed to yellow. And James, the Dragnet effect. That would, if that's what they used to call it, that would make sense. Good old Dragnet.
No matter what. But overall, almost all motor units wear the white shirt. And when we met with the sheriff's office, when I first started the business, they even said to us, whatever you do, make sure you never wear a white shirt.
Allegedly, they said that. And he used to wear a white shirt, if I remember correctly, from watching or looking at pictures of him from a few years ago. He used to wear that. Could be wrong. Pretty sure I'm not. So, weird.
We've never worn a white shirt since the beginning of this business. Not even the...
Rennie, do we have a picture of him in a white shirt? I'm almost certain we have a picture of him in a white shirt. If you look at his Flickr account. We're going to keep watching. I'm going to see if I can find that. Rennie, if you find it first. If you're willing to look for it. I'm not going to try to make you do it. But we're going to keep watching him.
Cars, not on the motors, never. We've always made sure we either have the yellow, green, and then when they asked us to start wearing the gray shirts, because for those that don't know, we went from these shirts to a gray shirt, which is funny that what you don't know, in 2016, the lead lawyer for the Orange County Sheriff's Office, along with two of the head supervisors of the Special Operations
so
Division,
it was probably gray. It was probably gray and not white. Gray is pretty close to white. Gray is very close to white. If it's a rainy day, nobody's going to know the difference. Weird, I know. So, super, super light gray shirt. Chris, that's what I'm saying, man. I agree with you. Because I'm like, I definitely seen him wear white. Nah, I think it was light gray. We've never worn white. We've only been incredibly close to it. But we're trying very hard not to look like the police. And yet, you have dress blues that look like police uniforms. You used to wear light gray that looked like your police counterparts on motorcycles. Are you kidding? Oh, yeah, Aaron, no, we know. Yeah, his Dewitte spelled wrong. Yeah, so that people don't look him up. Am I the only one hearing this? I hope my house is haunted. That'd be great. Light gray. It's nuts that he is continuing to think, oh, this isn't a problem. What are you talking about? We never worn. Oh, the EMS shirts were white. That might be where I'm seeing it. Yeah, no, Jason Allen, the Cigardner. That's fun. It's like a gardener of cigars, I assume. I've mentioned you.
Myself and my attorney, and at the direction of the sheriff at that current time,
allegedly,
told us to go to the gray shirts that we were wearing. And they actually...
Wait, he went from what to gray?
2016, the lead lawyer for the Orange County Sheriff's Office, along with two of the head supervisors of the Special Operations Division, sat with myself and my attorney, and at the direction of the sheriff at that current time, and told us to go to the gray shirts that we were wearing.
I'm pretty sure I remember him saying that they told him to go away from the gray shirts, which is why they now wear yellow. I'm almost certain. Doesn't make sense for them to say that. Go from what to gray? I got it, because I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
And they actually even chose it out of a catalog and said, we like these gray shirts. Please start using these instead of the yellow shirts.
Allegedly.
Which matches our rain jackets.
Oh, no, that might have been what it was. And yet, here he is wearing the yellow shirts. That's so weird. Why is he doing that? Either he wears light gray, that looks like they're white, or he's wearing yellow, that looks like they're rain jackets, or he's wearing blue, that looks like they're dress blues. Like, why not wear orange? Why not wear purple? Purple would make sense. You know, funeral escort company. I would approve that. He has worn pink, actually, for breast cancer charity rides, which he's not allowed to provide security for. So what am I talking about? It feels unlikely to me that they picked out a very, very light gray for him to wear. That I cannot prove either way. So we're going to avoid this button. Seems unlikely. I'd love to see evidence of it. Now, I know they did have that conversation about some stuff. I cannot confirm that what he is saying is true. Now, I do encourage you to apply critical thought to what he's saying in the sense that he has been known to tell things that are not true. We can confirm that with me, where he says I was lying about the existence of the Dr. Phil show. No, I deflected from it. Or he said I was kicked off stage. No, I wasn't, and we know that to be true. So we know it to be true that I was not. So anyway, doesn't matter. I'm just going down a rabbit hole. It's fine. We're not going to get into it. We're probably going to get into it more, though.
So they wanted us to change our shirts because these yellow shirts match their rain jackets.
And yet you're still wearing it.
The gray shirt that they asked us to then implement. So then I spent thousands of dollars putting patches on them and getting those shirts instead of using the high vis. Crazy.
And yet...
Of course, as you can understand, as soon as this shit started, I immediately put my guys back in yellow shirts.
After they told you not to wear yellow. Does that make sense to you? Because it doesn't make sense to me. Weird. If I was running this company, I'd have my people wear purple with reflective amber PT belts. Or just reflective belts for normal people. What are you confused about, Mark? I have no idea why they were there about the kid. Not a clue. I'm not gonna get into it without more information. Even with more information, I might still not get into it because I'm not interested in going after his family. If there are charges against him that relate to endangerment of his child, for example, if they're related to him blasting a siren next to his kid from a motorcycle, which we have video of him doing, okay, understand, right, or understood, but I don't know the details, unfortunately.
Because these were the better shirts from the very beginning, and that's why I chose them. For those that don't know, the yellow shirts create an optic nerve issue and causes an irritation in your eye.
That's why you were saying optic
nerve.
nerve.
Is one of the colors that can be seen out of every color on a spectrum quickly because your eye is directed to it, and the irritation in your eye causes an alert in your brain to make you see the color of this shirt and creates an optic nerve issue.
I don't know enough about eyeballs to say that's true or not true, so I'm just going to assume that maybe there's some truth to it. But, okay. Now, can a sex offender have a kid? Pretty sure they can. I'm not familiar with anything that would stop them unless there was some sort of probationary condition or a condition of being on the sex offender list that prohibited that sort of thing. I don't think, if that would exist, I don't believe that would apply to him.
Irritate when they actually look at the color, so you're able to see it faster. I did that research before I started this business, and that.
Let's respect the family. Wear a suit, drive black cars, SUVs. So yeah, wear a suit. I like that. You know, like make it look like the Secret Service, like 1980s Lincoln Town Cars. Let's go. That would be what's up. You know, have it ride a little low so it looks like it's armored. I'm just saying. That's the thought.
That's why we started with these yellow shirts from the very beginning.
Oh, what's up, Nasty Nathaniel? Hey, I got to pause it. Nasty Nathaniel came and visited. We did some audits together. So I have some footage I have to send him for that. It was a good time. Good to see you here.
But anyways, long story short, go back to the NYPD motorcycle with the red and blue lights on it sitting next to my motorcycle with the purple and orange lights. Yeah, I don't understand how there was a comparison there.
Because they look the same. Or incredibly, incredibly similar. That's crazy, I know.
And then there was other pictures that they showed with some other motors. And again, we're on BMWs with purple and orange lights, and they're on Harleys.
Nobody pays attention to the make of the bicycle, dude. I say bicycle. The motorcycle. Nobody pays attention to that. Police agencies use different types. Some use BMWs, some use Kawasaki's, some use Harleys, right? Nobody, except for people who want to impersonate police officers, I would assume, are paying that much attention to it. Like maybe 1% of the population. I'm just guessing here. I don't pay attention to it. I have no idea what kind of bikes police officers ride. I was a police officer, right? We had a lot of interactions with bike patrols off of the highway, right? They'd come, they'd stop by. They'd do their thing whenever if they chase someone on base or that sort of thing. I couldn't tell you what they rode. Not a clue. Your average civilian is not going to know. That is not a good excuse.
With red and blue lights. And the red and blue lights are very pronounced. You can't be confused. They're red and blue.
And yet you kind of can. Because when they're flashing together, it does kind of give off a weird, like, are those blue and red or are those purple and amber, right? When they're flashing together, which is one of the things that Sergeant Vidler has talked about, where he's like, I think it was in that interview with him, we said when they flash together, right, that's why they only want one of those colors at a time. Because flashing together, the wash kind of creates a red and a blue light. That's the reason why. If it was just one color, maybe different. Jeremy, his shirt on the Dr. Phil show was the gray. Was it? I'd have to check that.
Blue.
Thank you for your donation.
Purplish blue. But same thing with the cruisers. We sent pictures over Florida cars, which are usually all white or all green.
Usually, he says. Nobody knows this.
In fact, when we started the business,
yes, you could look it up, but I assume nobody's really the average person's not going to. If I went to the average person, what's a police car? What are the colors? They're going to be like, I don't know, like black and white. Cool. Well, here in Seattle, they're blue. They're either a light blue or a dark blue. They're not black and white. But people, if I talk to people right now, I'd still hear, oh yeah, black and white police car. Yeah, but it's not around here. But if you had a black and white police car, someone might think so. That's just weird. Now, there are, like Kent might have black and whites, I think, which is the town nearby. But Seattle's blue. Federal Protective Services has a bunch of white on it. It's a whole thing, right? Like, he knows the details because he studied this stuff. Most people don't do that.
We were the only agency with black and white cars. It was almost not until about 5 years after we started that certain agencies started going to black and white patrol vehicles in our Central Florida area.
Then maybe you should have changed the color. People are starting to turn to that. I just thought.
Area. Everyone in Central Florida almost had no black and whites. But again, I digress about that. Hey, you're comparing apples to oranges, but then you're trying to say they're both apples, even though...
Nasty Nathaniel. Yeah, Renton does have black and white. That's a good point. And there's no reason why he shouldn't have all purple or all amber. I would personally go all purple. Amber, you think, that's just, that's a work vehicle for construction. I would do all purple, personally, if I was running this company. And I wouldn't matter what kind of bike I had or car I had. All purple. It would say funeral escort on it. My clothing would either be a suit, because I probably wouldn't have motorcycles. I'd probably just have cars. It would be a suit, or it would be a purple uniform to go with the purples, so that people would, associate me with the color of the bike. Although maybe that would be unprofessional for a funeral. I don't know. I'd think about that. But definitely the lighting would be only purple. It would not be purple and amber.
No, you can clearly, and so many of you have commented, how can you say that the NYPD bike is anything like Metro State? It says police right on it. It doesn't say Metro State. And it's got red and blue lights right on it. But hey, I guess we were trying to compare apples to oranges and say they were all oranges. But let's keep going. There's a lot of other things we could have talked about. Blue car, Porsche, truck, all those things.
Careful.
Again, those videos were gravely edited. But we talk about blue car.
Then release the unedited versions. Ya numpty. I don't even know what a numpty is. It just felt right at the time. Release the unedited versions, guy. If you're going to complain about it so much. Or don't. Stop talking about it. Fight your fight in court. Don't be having this interaction with the internet because it's not going well for you. You're only hurting yourself. Just a thought.
Real fast. And about how Blue Car was screaming racist obscenities.
Allegedly. Love to see evidence of that. Haven't seen it yet.
As he was weaving in and out of the traffic, he rolled up to one of my guys and screamed to him, if these certain words don't have to wait at a red light, then I don't either. Later on, we find out that he was renting a vehicle. Later on, we find out he's from Alabama. Later on,
did
we
you?
find out he was here.
Later, you found out that he was a member of the police. I'm fairly certain, if I remember correctly. TC, thank you. It doesn't say police, it says Metro State. Yeah, which sounds like a state law enforcement agency. Yes, thank you. It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Cool. So, Fisher Price Walkie. He's making a lot of claims that there is no evidence to back up. But there's evidence, I suggest putting it out there. If otherwise, we're going to keep calling you out for, no, that's not what the evidence shows. Cool. And then you come after us for lying about you, and we go, well, we had no reason to believe otherwise because you never provide evidence, and we have proven you to be a liar time and time and again. Why would we trust you? Right? Just a thought. Just putting it out there in case you're getting real antsy about suing me or other people who are talking about you, Jeremy. Based on the facts at hand, I'm putting out the information that I believe is accurate. If you have contradictory evidence, let's see it. If I'm getting things wrong, prove it. Just a thought.
You're on vacation, whatever the case may be. What the funny thing is you see in the video, he says, stop pretending you're not a police officer. You're not. Well, in Florida, that you just admitted that I'm not a police officer, and you know I'm not. So where exactly is the impersonating police officer? The statute says I have to dress and wear something that says police or sheriff.
No. The statute does not say that. The statute has to say that you appear to give the appearance. Oh, wait, no. What was I saying? The statute says that you have to appear to give... Let me think this out in my head. The statute says you have to have the appearance of law enforcement, which means a reasonable person believe based on your appearance that you are law enforcement. And then you also have to conduct an act that is conducted by law enforcement. For example, pulling a car over, telling them to pull over. That's directing traffic, something that a police officer can do that you cannot, right? So you're looking like a police officer and you're directing traffic, which is a police officer activity. That is impersonation. Why is this confusing to you? There's no way your attorney has not explained this to you. And I get that you're refusing to believe it. That's just getting you in more trouble. When you say, I'm not wrong, but you are, and then you keep doing the thing that's wrong, guess what, you weirdo? It's going to keep happening. You're going to keep getting those charges because you are failing to learn. You are, even if you are right, be a little cautious. Why don't you? Maybe think, oh gosh, maybe I don't want to keep fighting this. It's kind of expensive. Why don't I back off and stop doing this for a second? Right? Let everything calm down, fight my fight, find out who's actually correct, and then go back to whatever. Lay low. Change the name of your company if you have to. Stop going on the internet. Stop going on talk shows. Stop going to your local media who is just drawing attention to this, to you, who is a person that people do not like because you are a sex offender. You have committed multiple felonies. You have apparently, allegedly, I'm saying allegedly because you've never been convicted, but stolen valor. You certainly appear to meet the elements of that, right? You have committed police impersonation, all of these things, Jeremy, all of these things, and you think it's a good idea to go to the news, to go to Dr. Phil, to go to all these people and say, no, I'm the victim here. No, how about you sit down for a second, you let someone else take over your company, you take the desk work, you do the paperwork, and actually register your company correctly, get your vehicles correct, actually register your vehicles because there's allegations you haven't done that, get your insurance fixed, do your paperwork, let someone else go out and do those funerals, let them get in trouble. You lay low, and then once this all blows over and the charges hit or they stick or they don't, then you can make these arguments from a position of power. How does that sound? Just a thought. Maybe consider that, and I hope one of you takes a clip of that and just sends it to him. I'm not saying you should, but I think he needs to hear that. Anyway, I can get angrier. I'm going to try not to. That's the limit I'm going to try to hit for today. Someday I will go farther on this channel. But, yeah. We feel good about that? Do we feel like I said what needed to be said? Cool. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I actually used to be a real sergeant in the Army. And I know how to get intense. Someone obviously resisting truths. I love it. Thank you for the donation. North Coast, thank you. Thank you from Keith Fiddler fan club. Tim Bell, thank you. All right. I'm going to calm myself down for a second. Whoo! I got fired as military police. No, I declined to re-up my contract with the military and then stayed with the National Guard so I could pursue a civilian career in something that I felt like I would enjoy more. So yeah. Okay. Prove it, Li. Prove it. Go on.
And make somebody believe I'm a police officer. Well, racist guy just told you clearly on video that I'm not a police officer. So where am I impersonating a police officer?
Okay, so I've already had my rant. I'm not going to explain it again. The guy was calling you out for acting like a police officer. Now, he, as a police officer, probably recognized that you are not one, but believed that you were impersonating one. Should be pretty clear. N7, thank you. Thank you very much. Anyway.
Officer, you can hate all this shit that happened. You can hate all the way I talked to him. You can hate the way it went down. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the fucking day, the man clearly states you are not a police officer, which means...
Yes, because he's calling you out for impersonating one. He's saying stop acting like a police officer because you're not one. He recognized that you aren't one. A lot of people didn't. He thought you were at first, I assume. Or maybe he didn't. I don't know. You look like one. A lot of people do assume that. But he definitely called you out for acting like a police officer, engaging in actions that you cannot do. You cannot enforce these traffic directions. You're telling to pull over. You can't even hold that second lane. Again, if a judge has actually said that you can, show us. Prove it. Try that sometime. Try actually providing evidence to back you up sometime. Just try it. It'll help immensely, I promise, if that evidence even exists.
Means he never believed I was, which means I never led him to believe that I was.
That's not how that works, but okay.
That's a fucking crazy statement. And to this day, nobody's actually for sure that was actually happening on video.
What was happening on video?
Statement. And to this day, nobody's actually for sure that was actually happening on video.
What? It's on video. Sure, what wasn't happening on video? You recorded it. Nobody's sure it happened on video. I'm sure, so I'm going to hit you with that right there. What are you talking about? Nobody's sure what is happening? Oh. Thanks. Oh, Ninja. Oh, nice. Get that leet speak in there. I remember being in high school. I was kidding. Oh, anyway. Nasty Nathaniel, I haven't sworn once. I don't think I swear. I don't think I swear. I do though. When I get real heated, when I'm not in front of you guys. Like a sailor. I'm still a little aggroed on that one. Okay, let's keep going. Did we ever call him out for using his Metro State badge for discounted restaurants? Unfortunately, no, we did not, because that wasn't something he'd been currently charged with, so we couldn't bring it up. I know.
So, and then he's even told to call 911, and there's a statement that nobody seems to pay attention to, and that statement is...
Popcorn, I will explain that. I'm sorry for... Popcorn asked, you said you are a police officer, but also saying you are no longer. So I'm technically still military police. I still have that as the MOS. Monster Mummy. For postage on the bathwater. So yes, I am technically still military police, but I'm not actively enforcing law. So it's weird and confusing even for me. I'm not doing patrol work. I'm not doing whatever. Most of my MP training for the National Guard, well, most MP training in the National Guard is more combat oriented. So although technically I am still military police, I don't like to think of myself as a police officer because I'm not actively in that law enforcement role, although I do still hold the title. So it is confusing, I know. And that's on me. That's on me for flip-flopping on that. Yeah. Anyway, someone else said something that might have been important. PebMets, Amir should get additional fee every time Jeremy shows videos. He probably does. Every time Jeremy shows a video, Amir's probably like, all right, that's more damage control. Pay me. So, we're going to keep going.
Call 911. Go ahead. Let us tell them what you're doing.
Which appeared to me to be taking up that second lane or driving in that second lane that Jeremy cannot hold. Right? A lot of these claims that, they were entering the procession seem to be, they were entering my lane that I used to speed and commit traffic infractions. I've never seen someone actually enter the procession while Jeremy was doing it. I think I might have seen one when APR was doing it, and APR handled it very, very well. And he called 911 and said, "Hey, we have," or we called, some. It might have been the non-emergency line. He said, "We have a, someone entering our funeral procession. Here's their license plate. They failed to yield to us. Traffic infraction. We have video." And then a case number is established. And then he later gets to go to the police and say, "Here's the video in case you want to charge this guy." Right? That's how it should happen, because Jeremy has no authority to actually pull anyone out. He can get police involved to do it, but he technically does not have the authority to do so, which is something he does not apparently realize. But yeah, entering the funeral procession means entering the actual line of cars, not the lane that you were using to, jump around. Jump around. But I don't have the full video. If he does, he's failing to provide it, which seems a little shady. And
if the majority that are watching this truly know the truth, that the...
excuse me. Scoobs, yes, sorry. That flag behind him, let me go back to it. The black one, that's the Special Forces flag. Weird, right? And then if we look all the way to the right on the screen, his left, that is the Army flag. To the left of that is the Metro State Special Services flag with the flying wheel, which is a police symbol. To the left of that, of course, the American flag. And to the left of that is a flag that has, I believe, the Los Angeles Police Department symbol on it. Not the one on his badge, a different one. Omaha Cop Block. Send me, Taco Josh, Omaha Cop Block. If you leave a comment, I'll probably find it and not forget about it. But you know how distracted I get with keep going.
Escorting was a full only African American family, and some white hillbillies screaming racist obscenities. I'm sure you can do the math. And
what math are we doing?
Those that know who I am know that I am extremely against racism. You can hate me all the fuck you want.
I can't.
You can hate my decisions.
I can't confirm or disagree with it. I have no idea how Jeremy is about that. Not a clue. And maybe he is very much against racism, and I hope he would be, and I hope we would all be. But again, if that footage exists, I haven't seen it. So Jeremy, if you're trying to play the public opinion cleanup game, maybe you should release that footage. Brendan, just because someone tells you to stop being Nimrod doesn't mean you are one. I mean, that's fair. I can't argue with that.
And hate what I do and who I see, but I can assure you, I'm so far from racist that I sometimes wish that white people would have an education. It's sad.
It's a bold claim, but okay.
When somebody's screaming at my funeral and almost causing an accident over and over because he's screaming racist obscenities because he's angry that they don't have to wait at a red light.
Again, love to see evidence of that.
The way I handled that was way more professional than maybe I should have. And
I think it was less professional than you should have. I think professional would be get the police involved and keep doing the thing you were paid to do. Because that's what you're allowed to do. Directing traffic is not something you are allowed to do. Now, what he could have said, he could have done and said, "Sir, this is a funeral procession. You cannot enter this." And that's about it. He can't say, "You need to now go over there," or "pull over," or "do this." He can say, "Do not enter this procession." That should be fine. But that's about it. Especially dressed like that, when he should be even more cautious about what he says.
Anyways, long story short, so we're going on and on and on, and you missed that part. And then we're talking about the polygraph with Dr. Phil. I mean, here he's saying, we watched that video, And then you see here, right here, where he starts to say, well, I tried to talk Jeremy out of doing the polygraph.
He did. He did say that. He's like, well, I told him it was a bad idea. That's a terrible Dr. Phil impression. No, he did, though. Dr. Phil was like, I don't think you should do it. And Jeremy's like, I'm going to do it. He's got that right. I don't have my little correct button here, unfortunately. We're working on that.
I never spoke to Dr. Phil ever once until that day of the episode when I was sitting on the stage.
And yet, on stage, Jeremy never denied that. You know, and it's possible that his producer said, well, Jeremy, are you sure you want to do that? We don't recommend it. You know, Dr. Phil may not have specifically spoken to Jeremy about that, but it, you know, I assume at some point someone said this isn't a good idea. Like Amir probably said this isn't a good idea. Ryan Oak, God, I would love that. Would be the best show ever. One of them is Jeremy Dewitte. The other one's Tiger King. Now they're best buddies. One's super racist and one is not. One's on a bunk bed and one's in a cot. They're smuggling things in until they get caught. It's Tiger King and Jeremy Dewitte. You can make a show out of that. I think it'd be great. I'd watch it. I'd watch it forever.
So when did he tell me not to take the polygraph? When did he say I should?
I don't know, Jeremy. You tell us, because Dr. Phil said it to your face and you went, mm-hmm. It's kind of weird that you're backing out now.
When did he tell me that he didn't believe in them? For those that know anything about the show, although it's a great show and it's great for TV,
go on.
Do some research on Dr. Phil polygraphers.
Now that's so weird, because on the show, Jeremy, during commercial break, said, hey, Dr. Phil, this is after he talked about Dr. Phil's dead wife, who isn't dead, but like, what if she was? And Dr. Phil looked like he wanted to backhand him. He's like, Dr. Phil, I love your polygrapher. I thought she was great. Like, you should use him all the time. You know, like, the polygraph was excellent. He said these things. This is absolutely true. He might have not said the polygraph was excellent, but he seemed very happy with the polygraph. But now he doesn't, because the results weren't good. So he's like, oh, look at the results of the polygraph. Thank you, Stacy. It was good, wasn't it? You'd watch that show, wouldn't you? I would. Thank you so much. It's so weird to me, because I was sitting there and he was like, oh, this is great. You know, I love your polygraph. You should use them all the time. But now all of a sudden, no, the polygraph is bad and it's wrong. And I went and got a new one with audio that appeared to be edited. And thank you, Mr. Woof. So it's weird. It should make you think.
And you'll see a 3 or 4 list of polygraphers that have been accused of multiple lies.
Yeah, accused doesn't mean it's actually happened. Like, I know police officers that have been accused of misconduct when they absolutely did not commit misconduct. Sometimes people are like, I didn't like the results, I'm accusing you. Or, I didn't like your police work, I'm accusing you. It's like, well, of course you didn't like my police work. I was arresting you. I arrested you appropriately. You just didn't want to be arrested, so of course you're filing a complaint. The complaint is meaningless unless it's actually, followed through and is proven to be, incorrect or correct. The guy Dr. Phil used to use was a very respected polygrapher, from what I understand. The guy that he used for Jeremy, from what I understand, is a very respected polygrapher and was specifically recommended to Dr. Phil. So now Jeremy is, now he's the polygrapher's the bad guy. He wasn't on stage, though.
And
thank you, Raymond.
For false results.
We
and
do.
So on and so forth, and been fired and or kicked off the show. That I didn't even know about before I even accepted when they offered me to take it.
Oh, they offered it to you, not the other way around. That's very interesting. Okay, Nate, I wasn't there. I wasn't part of that conversation. I don't know. It's just that when I was on stage, that's not. He didn't deny the fact that he asked to do it. In fact, I think Dr. Phil asked him, like, can you confirm you wanted to do it? I could be wrong about that. Memory's going. This is months ago. I don't know if there's any truth to Dr. Phil's polygraphers caught lying, kicked off the show, fired. I have no idea. Randy, you might know if you're still here. I put my phone down somewhere, and I have no idea where it went. Wait, nope, I found it. So we're going to come back to that. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Irene. Thank you. Rennie, I have no idea how to do that with I don't know. A suggestion was given to do slow chat. Give me a second, guys. I don't know how to do slow chat. I have no idea. I feel like now is not the time to figure it out. Okay, so we're not. We're just gonna not do slow chat. Sorry about that. All right, let's keep listening to him. I'm sorry.
I was like, sure, I have nothing to hide. I didn't know about the history of the lying, the polygraphers that have lied for money, that have lied for ratings and things of that nature for the show. So definitely confused me, and definitely I was a little taken back when he said on national TV that he tried to talk me out of it. That conversation never happened. Again, I never even spoke to Dr. Phil until that day. Great man, but maybe there was a miscommunication or a error on some part.
All right.
Maybe he was talking to somebody else.
Jeremy, shh. Turn the audio levels up. They are up. They are up. Audio levels are up. Sheena Morris case. Dr. Phil, polygraph failure airs. This is 2012. Former fiance is trouble with the test. It's a dramatic moment, but may have little bearing on investigation. Yes, because polygraphs they aren't admissible in court. They're used to direct an investigation sometimes. But Sheena Morris was found hanging in her shower stall of a Bradentown Beach hotel on New Year's Day, 2009. Quick investigation. Island Police Department concluded the 22-year-old former cheerleader that killed herself. A theory Morris' family had never accepted. The polygraph test was McGraw's idea, and Genoese agreed to it. Asked if he killed Sheena Morris or was involved in her death. He answered no twice. He failed on both answers. I don't know what to say. He said on the show, I think this is good for TV. I went home that night. People saw me there. I am nervous. I would never do anything like that. You guys are trying to say. I would never do anything like you guys are trying to say. Words are hard. So, I don't. Well, he's aware of the polygraph results. Special. Oh, Police Chief Sam Special said they will become important only if the Florida Department of Law Enforcement deem them so. They're not admissible in court. Yeah, correct. So, yeah, there are allegations that these claims that the polygraph results are false. And sometimes polygraph results do return false. Or, they say someone's telling the truth when they're not telling the truth. They say someone's being deceptive when they're not being deceptive. That does happen, which is one of the reasons they're not admissible in court. Is Dr. Phil faking them for ratings? I have no idea. I'm going to assume no, because if he's caught, that would destroy his entire show. So, that would be a real risky move. But that's a big claim. I don't know if it's ever been proven. A lot of claims are made about a lot of things. What matters is, can you prove it? How did he get his bike down there? I believe they shipped it. I don't know. All my audio stuff is all the way up, folks. We'll let Jeremy talk. I'll see what I can do.
Episode that they were taking a polygraph and he thought that was me, but I never spoke to Dr. Phil until that day. But anyways, let's go on to the next part.
Yes, let's.
Go to where we're talking to Dr. Phil after the polygraph, and he's saying, if you could see yourself through my eyes, you wouldn't feel that you're this or that or this. What he's telling.
No, what he's telling you is he pities you, dude. That's what he's telling you. Frank Perry, Gil Witt, world-renowned police polygraph examiner, instructor, publisher, speaker, and president of the California Association of Polygraph Examiners, according to Google. Is that the guy Gil Witt? I mean, those are some credentials right there. My God. Gil Witt. Yeah, that's the guy they used on Jeremy's thing, right? Or is that the old one? I don't remember. Yeah. Okay. So Gil Witt was the one with Jeremy Dewitte, and that guy's got some crazy credentials. Gil was the one who revealed the results. It wasn't Dr. Phil saying, "All right, like here are the results." Gil, don't say anything. No, Gil. Gil. Sorry, I'm reading comments real quick. Gil has one hell of a resume there, and for him to risk discrediting himself like that seems incredibly unlikely. This show is nothing to him. Mona Lisa wants us all to know that I got beaten up at the Portland protests. I did not get beaten up at the Portland protests. I got beaten up at a Seattle riot. So, incorrect, but thank you. Yes, that did happen. They were mad that I had cameras because I was documenting it, which I think really makes them look bad, not me. Because it's kind of hard to fight 7 people at once after you've been OC'd sprayed in the face. So, yeah, I was the victim of some mob violence, merely for having a camera. Oh well, BBE. But I hope that now you can spread the truth instead of an inaccurate version of the story. All right, cool. Let's keep listening to what he has to say.
Me about me. They showed that part, which was great. What they edited out, which was really, again...
Calvin, what did I do when I was attacked? I protected myself. They dragged me down, and I covered my neck, and I waited for the fight to be broken up. Because guess what? There are 7 of them. If I start fighting back, that just justifies their actions. They'll go even harder, right? But if I'm not presenting a threat to them, first of all, they're unlikely to continue longer. They're likely to fight harder if I fight back. So me not presenting that sort of target, I was wearing steel plates. I can take it, right? Like I came prepared for a situation. I didn't want it to be that situation, but I came prepared. At no point did I want that to happen. But sometimes unexpected things do. And then legally that protects me because now I don't at any point become the aggressor. So if any of those people were found, then I could press charges very easily. So that's what happened. There we go. Now, glad we talked about that thing that has no relevance to this, but anyway.
Disservice to those that are watching. Dr. Phil says that not only did his staff believe I was absolutely utmost professional, he even says that, and they edited that out as well.
I don't remember Dr. Phil ever saying that he was utmost professional. I think while on the show, he handled himself pretty well. And the staff were incredibly friendly, which I believe is part of their job. They don't know who I am. They were nice to me. You too, Bob. Thank you. -37. Yeah, ex-Chaz residents. Impossible. He's making these claims that just I don't think are correct. Like, oh, well, Dr. Phil's on my side, but they didn't air it that way. At no point did I ever feel like Dr. Phil was on his side, and I think he's misconstruing the friendliness of the staff with support for him. Unfortunately, I don't believe that to be the case.
Well, when he's reading the letter from one of the funeral homes about how professional our company is, and he actually then refers to that and says, my staff says you're absolutely professional, you very polite, never had a problem with you.
He knows how to be polite.
You'd be surprised how many people we have on this show that actually give my staff a very hard time. And we talked about that for a little bit, and then he again says, if you could see yourself through my eyes, you wouldn't think that you need to do this, blah blah blah. But then he also talks about how his staff said I'm very professional, and he felt that I was a very professional person. My business was great.
Yeah, the business is a good business. The way you run it is not. That's the problem. That's why I was willing to work with you in the beginning. It's like, you just need some minor fixes. It'll be fine. But then the minor fixes became big problems. And Jeremy was like, Dr. Phil was like, hey, I wish you could see, how I see you, because I think, there's a lot of potential, whatever, right? Once again, though, Jeremy is taking what other people say and twisting it to support what he thinks, as opposed to taking it at face value. To be nice, because now I feel bad for him, I'm gonna restrain myself.
But then the best part is after he says all that, which they edited out too, and I know.
Now I was not on stage for this. I cannot confirm or deny at all. That ending was new to me. I'd never seen it.
You all can believe what the fuck you want. I don't really give a shit.
Well, hey, Jeremy. Language, please.
But he says, and you can email my attorney. Maybe he'll be happy to tell you.
He won't.
But he says, and I quote,
If you do email Amir, and I caution you about doing that because Amir knows how to, make you wish you hadn't. Make sure you say it's because Jeremy told you to, and then cite that timestamp with the link to that video. Don't do it. But if you're not going to listen to me, I suggest putting that in there for your own protection, saying, "Well, your client told me to," but don't do it.
Everything that I've seen, everything I've read and reviewed, I don't believe you deserve 1 day in jail.
Oh, I wish I could tell you if he actually ever said that. I have no idea. Not a clue. I don't know enough about Dr. Phil to have a good opinion on whether or not that would be something Dr. Phil would say. Oh, but I want to know. I could reach out to the producers. I'm not going to. Should I? Maybe. I'll think about it.
Those were his exact words. I don't believe you deserve 1 day in jail.
Although Jeremy also said that I was kicked off stage, and that Dr. Phil was on his side through the whole thing, and that it went very well. So, grain of salt, people.
He said, you might have an anger issue, but you don't deserve to go to jail for any of this.
Except for the crimes he's committed, of course.
Those were his exact
Allegedly.
Words. You can call me whatever the fuck you want. You can tell me I'm a liar all you want, but
Don't mind if I do. I can't call you out for that one, but oh boy, will I call you out for the other ones.
Just now putting this in, and we'll put this on YouTube, and I can assure you, I promise you, that I won't have any lawsuits in my box saying that I said Dr. Phil said something illegally or lied about what Dr. Phil said. So I can't get sued if I'm not lying. So I can't get sued for copyright or something like that if he didn't act.
Back up.
Saying that I said Dr. Phil said something illegally or lied about
Hold on.
want. But I'm just now putting this in, and we'll put this on YouTube, and I can assure you, I promise you, that I won't have any lawsuits in my box saying that I said Dr. Phil said something illegally.
I think, considering the fact that they didn't slap you with something for violating a non-disclosure agreement, which I assume you had, can't confirm it, didn't see it, but I had one, I don't think they're going to go after you. I think you're too small fish for them. I don't think they have to worry about people trusting what you've said to just and that would discredit them. See, for them to hit you with a lawsuit, they have to prove that there are some sort of damages. And I think your credibility is at a point where Amir could easily argue, well, Your Honor, my client has no credibility, and therefore nothing he says should be construed as the truth given his propensity for lying. So Dr. Phil and the, whoever hosts him cannot claim damages because no one would believe my client in the first place. And additionally, you have to prove what the damages are, which they cannot. So, of course, I'm not going to hit with a lawsuit. Can I say that he's lying? No, I have no idea. But one of the things for a defamation lawsuit is you have to prove that it's not true, and you have to prove that there are damages, and that the person said it, or wrote it, or something, published it. So, if one of those things is missing, for example, damages, well, lawsuit's not going to come.
Or lied about what Dr. Phil said. So, I can't get sued if I'm not lying. So I can't get sued for copyright or something like that.
It wouldn't be copyright. It would be defamation or libel or slander, which falls under defamation. Defamation, the blanket term. Doesn't matter. Cool. I'm we're gonna go past it because I cannot confirm or deny it, so I will hesitate to comment strongly on it.
He didn't actually say that. So I'll watch my mailbox and we'll give you a video post about that and keep you updated.
Okay.
But I can assure you the mail's not coming. So what I just said is exactly what Mr. Phil said, Dr. Phil said.
Mr. Phil?
on his national TV show after 20 seasons. So let's move on to the next part. One of the things he said, and he said it to Amir very clearly to Amir, and Amir and him actually communicate back and forth about it on national TV, but again, that was edited out as well, was he says, not once, but twice he says, you came very close to the line. There's a lot of things you do that bring you very close to that line.
And there are a lot of, yeah, this is true. This is true. He does come very close to the line. And in some cases, he crosses it. Did he have that back and forth with Amir? It's possible. They did edit out some of the middle stuff. I'm not going to say it didn't happen.
Sometimes how you do things, he says, it brings you very close to that line. But then he says, but you never cross it.
Oh, no, no, no.
You never
No. He didn't say that. Prove me wrong. No, he didn't say you never cross that line, because obviously there are charges pending against Jeremy, so we can assume he did cross that line. They showed videos of Jeremy, crossing double yellow lines. They showed videos of Jeremy, yelling at people, Dr. Phil even said, you are dressed like a police officer and you are directing traffic. How do you justify that or something? He said something similar to that. At no point did he ever say you've never crossed that line. That's absurd. Prove me wrong, please. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. Prove it. There's no way. I would have remembered that for sure. And I would have been on stage for that part for sure. Or watching from the back for sure. At no point did that happen. So, I forgot. So there's that.
Close to it. And that's when he says again, that's why I'm saying I don't believe you deserve a day in jail.
So now I'm thinking, it's less and less likely that conversation ever happened about you don't deserve a day in jail, because there's no way he said you never crossed that line. I would remember that for sure, unless it happened at the very, very end, which seems unlikely, because at the very, very end they were wrapping things up. No. Obviously, that's not true. And even if it was, even if he did say that, Dr. Phil has a doctorate in psychology. He does not have a doctorate in criminal justice. So, you see where I'm going with this.
Phil says you came very close to that line but never crossed it. And you don't deserve a day in jail. I don't know if anyone else knows this about Dr. Phil, because he advises my attorney as well as me, and they edited that out as well. But he advises that one of the things he used to do before he became Dr. Phil was he was an attorney and he handled trials.
All right. We're going to fact check that. Was Dr. Phil an attorney? Let's go on his Wikipedia page. Philip Calvin McGrath, also known as Dr. Phil. All right, television host, early life and education, born in Veneta, Oklahoma. Good, Oklahoma. Worked at an A&W root beer stand. Yeah, and Pizza Planet. Good for him. He played linebacker in high school, and he earned a football scholarship at the University of Tulsa. That's fun. I would not have known that. He graduated with a BA in psychology. He earned an MA in experimental psychology. He has a PhD in clinical psychology, where his dissertation was titled Rheumatoid Arthritis, a Psychological Intervention. Did a year of postdoctoral training in forensic psychology. Early career, obtained his doctorate, private psychology practice. Co-founder of Courtroom Sciences, Inc. with lawyer Gary Dobbs. So he was not an attorney. He was a subject matter expert on psychology, I would guess. So it's a consulting firm which provides services in U.S. litigation, psychology, jury selection, trial consulting, witness training, and depositions. CSI has advised top trial lawyers, every major airline in the world, and dozens of Fortune 500 companies. McGraw is no longer an officer or director of the company. Yeah, no, that doesn't make him an attorney at all. Jeremy! He's not an attorney. He advised people in courtrooms. Psychology is very important in courtrooms for everybody. The subject, the defendant, the prosecutor, the witnesses, the jury, everyone. Psychology is very important in the courtroom. It's all about convincing people whether or not something has happened. Psychology plays an enormous role. He was not an attorney. Jesus.
And prosecutions. So, here is a doctor / old attorney,
not an attorney,
upon a time attorney, dealing with cases and trials, saying you came very close to the line. You never crossed it. You don't deserve a day in jail.
Pretty sure he never said that.
I know all you fuckers will talk shit, but I'm wondering if maybe there's more to the story.
Wondering
like
if maybe
the
you're not telling the truth.
Whole story than you know. Anyways, next thing. So here, I'm going to pause it here because
sorry, I'm just stopping to read some of your weird comments. How about to learn about the role of psychology in a courtroom? Anyway, we're going to keep going.
Because there's a lot of comments that are being made and they're not very accurate. And Blue Bacon,
hey, that's me.
Even use his name and everything.
Oh, I bet you do, because I make you mad.
On my channel to give him credit. But even Blue Bacon made a lot of false statements.
Prove them wrong, guy. Let's go. You say that a lot, and you haven't proven a single one. I'm still waiting. I'm a very patient man. But, hey, I can only wait so long. So, hey, if I made false statements, if I made statements that I should have known were false or are provably false, you let me know. You let me know, Jeremy, because I can talk all day about the lies you've told. But, let's see you put your money where your mouth is. I've explained the lies that you've told. I've explained the stolen valor. I've discredited your claims about Dr. Phil and what happened on there. You said I was kicked off stage, did you not? That never happened. You said I lied about being or the show existing. That never happened. I deflected. It's something you are very familiar about. But I've already had this conversation on different streams. No, Jeremy. If I'm lying, prove it. Let's go. Okay? It's called providing evidence to back up your claim. It's something I used to have to do. Why don't you have to do it? You make all these claims about a racist driver that you yelled at because you're such a good person. You hate racism so much. So much. So where's that video, Jeremy? Provide it. Prove us wrong. Anytime. Anytime. We're waiting on you, bud. Let's go.
On his open vlog or whatever that was, where all you went and watched him or whatever the fuck, I don't know. But I never said.
Now the only reason I'm actually doing this clapback on him for this video is because he mentioned me. Just so you know.
Dr. Phil kicked him off the show while the show was happening.
Oh no, it's just that the what was it? The JeremyDewittecase.com that's run, we believe, by your girlfriend just happened to get that information somehow. That's weird. Did that person make it up? Did they? Should I go after them? Because you certainly didn't say, no, he wasn't kicked off. That'd be ridiculous. You confirmed that the show existed, which should have been in violation of your non-disclosure agreement. And then you never backed me up. That's so weird. I'm pretty sure you did say that. Oh, yeah, no, it's weird that he got kicked off. I'm almost certain I saw you say that somewhere. And if I'm wrong about that, sure. Fine, maybe you didn't tell that lie. But you sure didn't stop it, did you? That's so weird. And I'm pretty sure you told that lie to whoever runs that Jeremy Dewitte case. Pretty sure, because who else would have known? You think Amir did it? You think Amir told that lie? I don't. Maybe Jennifer was backstage and decided to make things up, but you could have corrected her if it's her actually running it. Just a thought. If it's not Jennifer, who would have been, right? No one else would have been able to get that information unless you told them. So at some point, it probably came from you. But if not, you just tell me who runs the Jeremy Dewitte case site. Because you definitely know them. Otherwise, they wouldn't have had that information. So you just tell me, and I'll correct myself. I'll retract that statement. Don't worry about it.
What I said was literally after he stopped talking about how I took the polygraph and that he doesn't believe I deserve a day in jail, he then brought Blue Bacon on. Well,
No, he didn't. I almost swore. You saw me making that F. You goddamn liar. Once the polygraph was over and myself and the polygrapher left the stage, we were out of the building. They said, all right, thank you so much. You were so lovely. Have a nice day. They were very friendly because that's their job. We left. We didn't come back. But go on. What were you about to say?
Blue Bacon was sitting on the stage. Me and Blue Bacon had that nice conversation while we were on commercial.
That was before the polygraph, yo weirdo. Thank you, Stephen, by the way. Okay. Thank you.
You know, I'm a little disappointed in you, young man. He said, what do you mean? I was like, I didn't know you were going to become friends with Vittler.
I didn't say, what do you mean? I just went, oh, sure, you know. And he said, how's your friend Vittler? I said, is he really my friend? He's never bought me a beer. Right? Which was a joke, because I don't know Sergeant Vittler. He lives in Florida. I live in Washington. And it would be inappropriate for him to talk to me, despite the fact that I've tried to talk to him. But maybe once this is all over, I'll be successful.
He's like, oh, you know, it's not like we're best friends. We've never gone and had a beer together. But yeah, we're friends.
I need this for later. I can't throw it. No, I at no point said we were friends, because that would be a lie. That would be not the truth, Jeremy. Something you're not familiar with. Let me educate you how that works. When you say something that is not real, that's a lie. That's what you're doing right now, Jeremy. I hope that helps. Anyway, I'm mostly just making faces for my own amusement. I wasn't about to throw this. It did cross my mind. Don't worry. It's safe. Yeah, no, he's absolutely making stuff up now. That's fun.
And we communicate back and forth.
Did we? That was our communication. There was no back and forth. At that point, Amir said, hey, when are you going to make the next musical? And I said, not till after the case is over. And he went, oh, yeah, that's right. And then Dr. Phil took back over. That was it. I don't know what conversation you're imagining us to have. I don't know what fantasies you're creating in your mind about us, but it should probably stop. Maybe the pillow. Maybe this pillow was a bad idea. Maybe it got some things into his head. I don't know. But I assure you, he is remembering a conversation that did not happen.
Wow. I mean,
wow,
so
indeed.
One of the deputies that's involved in an ongoing investigation is communicating with a person online. As we all know, he's using false accounts and stuff like that to make comments. But anyhow, I digress. So,
he digresses.
At the end of the day, you were flown all the way out there, or you drove all the way out.
Yes, I drove all the way out there, 1,200 miles there and 1,200 miles back. It was a very lovely drive. Rennie kept me awake for most of it. That would be my moderator. Thank you, Rennie.
Out there, you were brought to the stage with your little intro.
It was a great intro, though, wasn't it?
And then Dr. Phil asks you one question.
3 questions. They only aired 1 question, though. He asked me how I got involved, what I do for a living, and then whatever the final question that led to me saying no individual piece is illegal. It's the totality of the circumstances, right? Which is what I've always said. Always, when in regards to that uniform. It's what I've always said. Dr. Phil should have known this. I'm pretty sure he did. But you were very talkative. I'm convinced my role there was in case you didn't want to say things, and then Dr. Phil could talk to me while you were there and get you involved. Right? It would have been very easy, but you were so talkative. Guess who? Thank you so much. Dispatch signal posters on the left side. I have no idea, unfortunately. My role was fairly insignificant, but it wasn't about me. I was not the star of that show, Jeremy. You were. I wouldn't have wanted to be on that stage for very long, because that's a bad thing usually. Right? I've said that before, I'm fairly certain. But I played a big role in getting information to the producers, which is one of the reasons I got invited. And I don't think I was their first choice, and I'm very okay with that. But guess what? In the last few days, I've jumped up, 3,000 subscribers. That's enormous. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you for all of you who are just joining. Thank you for those who have been here for a while. For those of you donating, absolutely phenomenal. For you, those of you donating, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to. Enjoy the show. It's great. This isn't about me. I'm not the narcissist that Jeremy is. And you too, Bob. Thank you. I don't care. I don't need it to be all about me, because it's not all about me. I live in a society. I make up a very small percentage, a very, very small percentage of a society that I think I should be working within. The society should not be working for me. I think we all should be working to benefit the society. That's not something Jeremy, I think, is on board with. He might think he's on board with it, but in reality, not so much. It's about him. And that episode was about him. And fortunately, I had a very small part. I said my piece. People have been reaching out to me saying, hey, I saw you. That's so crazy. I didn't know you're going to be on there. People I know from home that I haven't seen in years. Like, oh my God, you did so great. And I love that. And I appreciate that. And thank you to them. But Jeremy, You're trying to make me feel bad because I didn't have as big a part as you. The show was not about me. Calm down.
And then you talk about how the uniform looks too much like a police uniform.
Yes, because it does. Thank you, Jordan.
Okay. Well, we've already been saying all that.
Yes, my clarification was that the individual pieces were not illegal. It's the entire thing. And I established what totality of the circumstances were and how it relates to the statute. It was a pretty good summary of the entire situation. Dr. Phil was going after individual pieces. I explained the whole entirety of it. Glad we could help you with that.
Congratulations. You reconfirmed what he said.
So if I'm reconfirming what he said, why would Dr. Phil then do a 180 and say, well, you shouldn't be charged with anything. You've never done anything illegal. See where I'm getting at? His story doesn't make sense as he's telling it.
But then what other questions did he ask you?
Oh, it wasn't my show. He made you look bad, not me.
What else did he talk to you about?
Oh, he let me sit there. I didn't get kicked off like you seem to have indicated to some people. Oh.
What other statements did you make?
Oh, you should ask the producers. I gave them a significant amount of information that Dr. Phil then used to ask you questions. Oh.
Oh, that's right. He went immediately to commercial break.
No, he said that you're very badge heavy and it doesn't make sense. You should have known this. You were there, Jeremy. And thank you, Dino. Now I'm just having fun being sassy.
And then said, get these two off my stage.
Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't say that. You know what happened? Is I stayed on the stage the entire time through the entire polygraph. And while you were talking about all these other things that were cut out of the episode, which apparently he doesn't remember happening, which is very weird. Maybe there's something wrong here about his memory. I have no idea. I mean, that would make sense why he's continuing to do, the same issue over and over again. There's an entire part cut out where he's like, yeah, I never said I went 100 miles per hour. And they found the video. Like I was on that stage for a while. They cut a lot of that part out. And I was there the entire time the polygrapher was there. And then they took us off because it was the end section where he went, oh, I really feel bad for you, Jeremy. I really do. Right? We weren't kicked off. So now he's lying again. So anyway. I mean, he's making this easy. Like, I wouldn't be doing these clapbacks if it wasn't this absurdity. Like, he's making things up that I know to be false and that I can prove to be false. He got kicked off the stage. Yeah, after the polygraph. And it wasn't kicked off stage. Our segment was over so we could have a heart-to-heart with you. How is this not make? You were there, Jeremy.
Right now. So, he said, get these two off my stage right now.
He did not say that. That never happened. Oops, that's another lie.
And then he had you guys, taken off the stage.
Yes, because our segment was over. Someone came up, gave us our masks back, and then said, here's the direction to go. And then we followed someone out. That's what happens. So I'm going to give him just for making weirdly dishonest statements. Going to give him another one of those. Aren't they, Norma? Like, what is he even trying?
Commercial break. No one said you were kicked off during the show.
The commercial break is during the show, bud. And some people did say that. It's so weird.
You were pulled off on the commercial break. You got to say one thing, so you were...
And gosh, was it a good thing or what? Right? Now, Jeremy got to say a bunch of things and make himself look really, really bad. I can't answer that. Hey, what if it was your wife who is dead? Well, what you didn't see in this video is a thing that I've never been able to prove. Yeah, and why, you're right, Randy, why does Jeremy even care how long I was on the show? Truly, why? So as for a Motor One escort off the show, I should have, and thank you, Amber. And ultimately, like, I'm just being sassy because I can, because it amuses me. At the end of the day, I'm not the one who's going to be in prison. So, let him say his lies. It only demonstrates his character, which is lacking. And he'll be able to lie all he wants when he's in the prison cell, which is where I assume he's going to end up. Have fun going back there.
We're very marginalized in reference to the whole case, the whole situation. Oh. I mean, you got to say one thing. But anyways, yeah, so I didn't say you were kicked off during the show.
Oh, but you did say I was kicked off, which is not what happened. So, I wasn't lying about you saying I was kicked off.
I love how people are saying that, but you were kicked off.
Oh, there it is. You see, commercial breaks are part of the show. Commercial breaks last a very short amount of time in the show. They're not they're not airing commercials while the episode is going. They cut to commercial. Dr. Phil speaks into your piece real quick. Some adjustments are made, and then they go right back into it. Or if someone needs to be brought onto the stage, that's when they bring the stage, and they go right back into it. No, of course I wasn't like picked up and thrown off the stage while they were, during the part that they were airing. It's not like in the middle of a question, someone came up from behind and just like suplexed me out of there. No, of course not. And of course you're going to make that clear now that we see that didn't happen. But you were very fine with not saying anything about the actual situation before it actually aired. No, I was not kicked out of the show, and thank you, Leroy, for new batteries. I think these batteries are actually old. I just found some batteries laying around, I think from a smoke detector. I have no idea how long these are going to last. Probably not that very long. I appreciate that. That would be very useful. So you're saying I'm lying about you lying about me being kicked off the show? You literally just said I was kicked off the show. I didn't say you said I was kicked off during the show, I don't think, right? But technically that would be during the show. So no, I was not kicked off. My segment was over. So you get another one of those.
By Dr. Phil by saying, get these two off the stage right now.
Which he never said.
I mean, he asked you one question.
He asked me 3. I said my piece. It was a very, I thought, eloquent way of summarizing the entire situation, right? And putting all the stuff that Dr. Phil had discussed into context, into a big coherent narrative, while sort of dissuading Dr. Phil from going after the individual pieces anymore. But guess what? People are telling me I did a good job. What are they telling you, Jeremy? That's not what they're telling you. And maybe I didn't do a good job. But I'm proud of what I did. Are you? Are you proud of yourself, Jeremy? Do you think that you're a good person? Do you think that you're living your best life? Do you think being a sex offender and a multiple felon, do you think yelling at people like you do is a good thing? Do you think that's appropriate? Thank you, Stephen. Do you think that's how you should be living your life? Maybe you could be a better person, right? I try to help people. That's why I went military police. I wanted to help. I didn't want to kill, although I felt I was capable of it. I wanted to help, and I did. You don't help people, Jeremy. You take their money and live a fantasy that's gotten you in a lot of trouble. You need to wake up.
And you answered one thing. That was a lot of travel and a lot of work and a lot of everything. And a lot of for the NDA that you lied to all your people about, for one question.
I didn't lie about an NDA. An NDA existed. There was an NDA. Did Jeremy not get an NDA? Did Amir hide that from him? Did he not get one? I had an NDA. I couldn't talk about the show for 90 days or until it aired. I can actually prove that one easily. If anyone wants it, actually, I don't know if I can share that stuff. I will confirm to you it exists. I will absolutely say 100%. He thinks I'm lying about the existence of an NDA? That's stupid. You're stupid, Jeremy. Give me another one of those.
That's great. I appreciate you bringing up my name multiple times for the views.
And I am bringing out your name for the views because people are interested, Jeremy. They like watching this train wreck. And who am I to stop them? And I wouldn't be doing this if you would just probably come clean about your stolen valor, apologize, made some changes in your life, stop being, a liar, the thing that you're doing right now, lying. I probably still wouldn't be doing this. But you may be angry, Jeremy. And I like to feel like I'm a lot better at being angry than you are. You're just loud and violent. But I'm a thinker, Jeremy. I plan. I put together what the consequences would be and what the best course of action would be. In fact, that's something that is important in a soldier, is to be able to put together a plan of action in the face of someone you don't like. For example, the enemy. I'm not saying you're the enemy, Jeremy. But I've got plans that I haven't implemented yet, and you're going to really hate them. Don't worry. Oh, folks. Oh, we got big plans. We got big plans. Whoo! Yeah. Call the Dr. Phil show. Ask them anything you want. His producer on Twitter, don't harass them, please. But if you really need to know, if you really believe him over me, you go ahead and check.
Thank you. So anyways, and then the last thing I really want to talk about was, which is really disappointing to me.
Go on.
And you can ask Blue Bacon because he met
Oh, please do.
them and they talked to each other a few times. So I'm sure he'll find a way to lie to you.
I
Maybe
have
he
no
signed
idea.
an NDA with this guy.
I have no idea what's about to happen. I'm so excited.
I don't know. But I'm not going to say his name because the man is very professional.
Did he really not know that there was an NDA for Doc? Did he not get an NDA? Come on. There's no way Jeremy... I'm going to ask the producers about that. 100%. I'm absolutely going to ask them. Rennie, remind me. That's just insane that he's making this claim that there wasn't an NDA. I would love to know if that's true or not, because it's possible, I guess. We'll find out.
And actually does some extremely good security for a lot of different important people in California.
I do know who he's talking about. Oh, his segment was cut.
But
Thank
they
you,
also
DTM.
do funeral escorts in California. And Dr. Phil brought him on there, and it was completely edited out.
It was.
They showed the camera, which that camera for blind people, that's an amazing device. That's great. I mean, it was great to see that commercial. The only thing is they placed that over where this person actually spoke, and this person actually says that not only do they own a funeral escort company, and I'm going to minimize what he's saying, but not only does he own a funeral escort company and we do the exact same thing as Jeremy, he said, but we have the exact same equipment.
Well, no. He said that he dresses in a way that makes it clear that they are not law enforcement. You know, Jeremy also makes that claim. I think this guy, his actual colors were a little more clear that they weren't law enforcement. I believe the guy had actually been convicted of impersonating a police officer, which apparently is something that happens a lot in this industry. And the guy, I'm going to say it before Jeremy does. We'll see if he even says it. And I've said this before on a different stream. He said, I disagree with a lot of what Jeremy does, but I would hire him, right? If he came, you know, if his resume came across my desk, we would hire him, but we would keep an eye on him. You know, we would keep track of what he was doing. And he does. As I've said before, Jeremy has a lot of potential. If he had the right person in control of him, he would have turned out fine. I think it's too late for him now, but oh well.
As Jeremy, our bikes are black and white. Our cars are black and white.
I don't know if he said that, but I'm pretty sure he said that the name is clearly listed on the side as a funeral escort. I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong about that.
And then he even states that, in fact, our vehicles have red rear-facing flashing police lights, whereas Jeremy only has amber and purple. Our vehicles have purple towards the front. I apologize. Amber towards the front and rear facing the rear, red flashing police lights. So in California, flashing rear police lights in red is legal.
Which is why he does it. And your lights may be okay, but there are some questions about the application of the law and how you're interpreting it, which is fair because there are some conflicting interpretations of it with different departments. But to my knowledge, this guy isn't directing traffic, which is really what's getting you, Jeremy, is the directing traffic. That's what's getting you.
And they have red flashing police lights from the side to the rear. So he even said that his vehicles have even more lighting type of authority. He even states that. And then Dr. Phil says, well, would you hire Mr. Dewitte? And this person says, in fact, I would. He said, I don't agree with some of the terminology he uses, and I don't agree with some of the things he says on escorts.
No, he said, I don't agree with a lot of his actions or some of the things he says, but I think we would hire him based on his experience, and, you know, we would keep an eye on him and, you know, build him into the candidate that we want. Something like that. So Jeremy is leaving out a few words that are kind of important to that.
However, and then he says, we go through the same thing here in California.
This is true. He did say that.
People cutting in, people disrespect.
Well, what he said was, yeah, it actually is pretty dangerous to do a funeral escort because you do have people cutting in and whatnot. Fair. but that doesn't mean you get to direct traffic. You get to say, get out of my funeral escort. You don't get to say, pull over there. Right? This makes sense to most people, right? Like, this isn't confusing. I'm not confused by it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be. I want to make sure everyone's on the same page here.
The funerals, people putting the families in grave danger and possibly almost creating an accident, to where we have to say to them 3 or 4 different times to get out.
Yes, get out, not pull over, not make a right turn there, not, stop your car. Get out of our funeral procession. Perfectly acceptable. But that, don't pull someone over.
And he says, I know for a fact that there's been many times where we've had to use different language or tones to make people get out of our funerals.
I don't know if he actually said that. I could see him saying we had to, yell. I don't remember if he said. He's probably said something like, "Yeah, we sworn. We're not proud of it. It's not very professional." But the guy did say, like, "Yeah, no funeral escorts, whatever." But you keep in mind, I'm pretty sure the guy was convicted of impersonating a police officer as well, or he's charged with it. He's a great guy, very, very nice. Nothing bad to say about him, but just giving you all the facts as best I can.
The safety, and that he would hire me because he felt that I was a very professional and squared away company.
No, I'm pretty sure it was you had the experience and you are familiar with the procedure to a degree, but he would have to work with you to make sure that you fit more in the mold of what you're supposed to be doing.
And he's seen other videos, not just the edited real-world versions. So Dr. Phil, at that point, kind of changed how he was talking. Things got a lot nicer and more polite. And then he reiterates that he doesn't believe that I should ever do a day in jail.
That, we're going to give a few of these because he's misrepresenting some of the stuff that's said, and at no point do I ever remember Dr. Phil saying that Jeremy does not deserve a day in jail. If it ever happened, it happened at the very end. It did not happen throughout the thing. No, that's a lie. That is a lie, and he knows it's a lie, and he knows he can tell that lie because the footage isn't there and Dr. Phil's not paying attention, and Dr. Phil would have to establish damages from the lie. But of course, Jeremy is not a credible source of information, so there shouldn't be any damages legally, right? Unless there was like a mob that they went after Dr. Phil and went nuts and damaged property or discredited Dr. Phil or turned, whatever. But that's not happening because nobody really believes Jeremy for good reason. How long have I been doing this? 2.5 hours? We're going to keep going. I burn out after 2 hours, but we're going to power through. So we have another 5 minutes, 5.5, 20 minutes, or 5 minutes, 20 seconds. It's fine. We're just gonna take a quick break. All right, we're good.
That we're a very professional company, and even his staff said...
Slow, are you keeping track of my button presses? I love it. Oh, I should put a counter up. I'll look into it.
So, these are the things that we're...
Also, you too, Bob. Yeah, Dr. Phil would not draw legal conclusions on national TV. It does seem unlikely, doesn't it? It's weird.
seeing on the YouTube, and these are the...
Oh, yeah, also, I'm sorry. One more thing I want to talk about. Yes, there are videos out there of Jeremy doing the right thing, but there are many videos out there of Jeremy doing the wrong thing. Some that have been posted by real-world police, which show Jeremy doing the wrong thing, that have been edited to, draw attention to the bad things. Obviously, just because it's not the full picture does not mean a crime has not occurred. Weaving in and out of WO lines. Jeremy is a crime. It's a traffic infraction in the state of Florida. As a moving violation for reckless endangerment and crossing a double yellow line and all sorts of things. Regardless of the context, a lot of these things don't require context to know that they are a crime. Guess who says, do you see the guy he hired to give him a lie detector test? He paid that guy to lie. I'd love to see evidence that he paid him to lie. I'm getting a red mark on my forehead now from banging my head against the desk. That's from banging my head, folks. Oh my God, actually is bruising. All right. I don't think I hit it that hard. It's fine. SergeantBlueBacon@gmail.com. Yes, YouTube Bob, that's the correct one. Yeah, so there's video. I mean, there are videos of the charity rides he's done. that show him definitely breaking the law because he cannot provide security for those types of events. So, although it might not demonstrate who he is as a person at all times, it does demonstrate that these things have happened. So, I've said that over and over and over again, but he just refuses to acknowledge it.
The things that we're seeing on his videos, of course, the YouTube clips that he has for his show are a little spooled up on his video. These are the things that we're seeing on the YouTube.
Sorry.
And these are the things that we're seeing on his videos. Of course, the YouTube clips that he has for his show are a little spooled up to make, think, oh, this and that.
True Patriot, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. Fun fact, Timothy Wilson, thank you so much.
And, he's got the crazy face going, We can say what...
Oh. Guess who? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the Dr. Phil one. Because Jeremy was saying that earlier. Yes. Jeremy. Oh, my bad. Yes, Jeremy got his own lie detector test. And there are allegations or accusations that he paid the guy to falsify the documents. I don't know if that's true or not, but I definitely strongly believe that the audio at the end has been edited to make Jeremy look good when, in fact, that might not actually be the case. My bad. Yes. Oh my God, I'm looking so disheveled after all of this. All the lies, man. All the lies Jeremy is telling. And he knows he's telling them. He knows he is telling them. He just doesn't care. And that concerns me. That worries me, honestly.
What we want. But at the end of the day, just like I said to him, and you can go ahead and say, I tried to...
What? There's a comment that I'm not going to... Okay, well, you're getting muted. And you know that one's not going to go through. We're going to put you in timeout. Wow. All right, hold on. I got to... no, it removed the message before I could take a screenshot of it for my moderator. Who probably also saw it. Never mind. It was very graphically sexual, this comment that was not shown.
Deflect. When you're in that position, when it's you, when you're mourning your mother that you were extremely close to, or your wife or your husband, it doesn't matter if you guys have marital issues, but if you really love each other, or your child, when you're extremely emotionally and distraught and you can't even...
Hey there, I can send you an autograph if you really want one.
Focus on driving. One, you really shouldn't be, and that's one of the things we tell our families when we start, is if you don't think you can drive, you should actually ask somebody else to do that for you.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Turn on their high beams and hazards, but...
Wait.
To do that for you, as we're telling them they'll turn on their high beams and hazards.
Okay, that's fair. That is required. They have to turn on their hazards to indicate they are part of the funeral procession. Okay.
But an escort is an absolutely imperative thing until either they give escorts more authority like they do in Arizona.
Yeah, but you don't have that authority, Jeremy. You don't have it. If you believe you need more authority, introduce legislation. Fight to get that changed. I know people out here. I personally know people out here that have done exactly that. It is doable. Do it. But don't pretend you have the authority before that law is created. It is your responsibility to implement those changes before you violate the existing law. But it's probably too late for you now.
In Arizona, they're able to use red and blue lights and sirens.
You're not in Arizona.
And they're able to drive in opposite directions of traffic.
You're not in Arizona.
Do I believe that might be a far reach? That might be a little more than I think even we should be approved with. Red and blue lights should always be designated for law enforcement. Do I believe sirens should be used?
I should. Maybe I'll get a bunch of you guys. If you want autographs, I can make that happen. And I'll use the money you've donated to pay the postage. Potentially. Maybe. We'll work something out. We'll figure something out. I don't know. If you want it, I'm not gonna go out there and be like, you deserve my autograph. I'm that important. No, but if you guys want something like that, let me know.
I do. I believe that sirens gets attention from people that are not paying attention. Do I believe?
Yeah, sorry for yelling to the microphone. That's my bad. Sorry about that.
A siren with purple lights is something that should possibly be more authoritative in Florida.
Send him the bathwater.
Do I believe driving on the wrong side of the road?
Yes.
That's a catch-22.
Is it a catch-22?
Go look up Arizona funeral escorts. Go look up Colorado funeral escorts.
Jeremy, you're not there. That's very far from you. That's pretty much the other side of the country, more or less. Sorry, I'm trying not to shout about it again. Jeremy, you're in Florida. If you want that, you should run the company in Arizona.
But also, question, do they also require licenses to do it or no? Because you don't require a license to do it, just a driver's license. Do they require the proper business licenses like you would if you were a security guard or a private investigator? Is that something that's required? Ask yourself that, because that might be why they have that authority.
Escorts. How they have red and blue sirens, red and blue lights. Oregon, they allowed them to use red and blue lights as well, which is crazy.
That's just about as far as you can get from Florida, with the exception of Washington. Are you insane?
Our buddy with the piece of metal Army police
Jay did go ASMR.
badge. Good old 95 Bravo brother.
What? I'm sorry.
Badge. Our buddy with the piece of metal Army police badge. Good old 95 Bravo brother.
No, I am not. I am 31 Bravo. I assume he means this thing, the actual investigative badge that I wore when investigating for drug suppression unit, or drug suppression team, technically, and military police investigations. This is the badge I wore. This is the badge I've always worn. I've never had another badge. This has always been it. This means a lot to me. It has been through a lot with me. It's not just some piece of metal, but it's more than you'll ever have, Jeremy. And I know it upsets you that I have this and you don't. I know it does. And you can claim it doesn't. We both know the truth. 31 Bravo is military police. Get with the times. All right? You've impersonated a soldier. So, maybe it's time to re-up your research on that. Because you're using some old terms that no longer apply, bud. 95 Bravo.
He's from, and they do funeral escorts out there with red and blue lights. So I'm a little confused, and they're not security companies. They're funeral escort companies. Anyhow, long story short, Dr. Phil was great. We were there those 2 days.
Okay. Well, I was only there one day, but, I was there a day and night, part of a day, drove back. 95 Bravo was the old military police, which is what I thought. Oh, what's this donation? Hank, thank you. Florida gave the funeral escorts the authority to ask for you not be able to do it. That's what I'm saying. If they have that kind of authority, he's probably not allowed to do it. Right? Like, that seems like something that they would look like one of the village people. It's actually better. 95 Bravo used to be the designator of military occupational specialty code for military police. It is now 31 Bravo. The 31 series is law enforcement. So you have 31. I don't know what 31 Alpha. 31 Alpha might be like officer, like lieutenant, captain, that sort of thing. I'm not entirely sure about that. That's just a guess. 31 Bravo is military police. 31 Charlie, I have no idea if that's even a thing. 31 Delta is CID special agent. 31 Kilo is military police dog handler. 31 Echo is what we call cage kickers. That's the correctional police, people who work in the jails, that sort of thing. It used to be the 95 series, so he's a little behind the times there. That's fine. Some people are. He's an older guy. Okay. That's fine. It changed in the 90s, I believe. Mid-80s to 90s was when a lot of changes started. I think it was actually 1985, maybe. I know 1999 was when Fort Leonard Wood started to be the training base for the military police alongside engineers. I know there's some engineers, some Army engineers out there. You've reached out to me. You guys are great. And then, of course, you have Seaburn, Chemical Corps, and then you have the 88 Mikes, truck drivers. So, wait, is 31 Alpha, PJ, is 31 Alpha officer, like commissioned MP? If you wouldn't mind confirming that for me. Oh, you emailed me about enlisting in 31 Bravo? I'll look for that. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know how easily I get distracted. Oh my God, we have 686 viewers. Hi, everyone. Hello. Now I'm all nervous. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, you're welcome.
It was not enough.
Hey, Rennie, you know better.
I wanted to spend more time in California. I have family in California, so I've been there many, many times. But a lot of the staff that came with us didn't get to enjoy it as much as they should. But the 2 days we were there were great. Dr. Phil's staff is great. Dr. Phil's very nice. When the cameras aren't rolling, he was very polite to us, joking with us.
Until you talked about his dead wife, at which point he was very quiet towards you and everyone else. He was real mad about that. Kyle, hey, thanks for the donation. After the Army, I rode with a guy who was in the funeral escort business. He needed a sub to do an escort. We were the same size, so after a crash course, I rode trail with his buds for him. Best part, electric glad baby. Nice. Love it.
Wife is a very sweet lady. She was very polite to me.
Hello, Alaska.
Did I jump in Fallujah too? To my knowledge, no one actually jumped in Fallujah. People who were there are reaching out to me and you're like, that's not a thing. I can't confirm that. I have no idea. I know very little about I'm having a stroke. I know very little about Fallujah, honestly, or what happened there around the time that this would have been happening. 90s? Early 2000s? I saw that C5. Yeah. He got the family together. But, hey, I try to leave his family out of this, so...
Those that want to just believe only what they see on TV.
Yeah, and meanwhile, you're spreading lies about the things that we allegedly happened off TV, which didn't, but that's fine.
Hey, I guess that's the...
What made me change my mind about Jeremy? So I was never, like, on Jeremy's side, but I saw a company that was a decent company, run by a guy who maybe just didn't know what he was doing. And so I was like, I'm willing to give you advice to fix this. There are a lot of changes that I can recommend about how you advertise yourself on your website, about how you ride your motorcycles, about the speed of your escorts, about how this. Like, I can give you advice to keep you within the law and keep your business functioning, pretty well. Maybe not quite to the same level, because the level that he's operating at requires him to break the law to do it. Maybe at that level, I don't know. But I do have ideas that should be effective, at least on paper, based on my own experience doing convoy security operations in training environments, which I know I've never deployed, not for lack of trying, but they don't like to send the investigators. Apparently, it's fine. Not that they don't; we're not at the top of the list. So, whatever. I was going somewhere with this. It was more I was willing to help. Because that's kind of what I want to do, is help people. And I'm willing to forgive a mistake, right? You make a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. And I say this with auditors as well. You know how I go after auditors. If you're doing the wrong thing, I will correct you. And if you then turn against me, well, now the gloves are off, buddy, right? And Jeremy, as I was talking to him, more and more information was coming out about him. And stolen valor, that information dropped with evidence. And I was like, whoa, hey, now I'm not... Oh, some kind of wonderful super chat. Oh my God, I'm sorry. How about the Chicago impersonating? Yeah. See, that I'm amazed they didn't press more charges on, or kept the charge with the assault with the chairs. I'm sorry I missed it. Thank you for the donation. But anyway, what was I saying? I was saying something about... Oh yeah, so when that came out, and this was around the time I did my interview with him. He's like, I know it's gonna be a real soft interview. I get to approve all the questions. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Well, we'll start small. Maybe I'll get to more interesting things. And also, I had an ulterior motive of trying to confirm some stuff that people have been telling me that I didn't have the actual information to confirm, which later turned out to be accurate. I just did not have the information available to me. So I was trying to get him to give me information that would corroborate that without him realizing it. After that, I sent him an email like, hey, the stolen valor thing, we got to talk about this. And he just went nuts and was like, no, we won't ever talk about that. Blah, 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 blah. You're all out to get me. Blah. And I was just like, oh, cool. And then he stopped communicating with me. He kept making the same mistakes. More stuff came out about him. He was just like, it just went downhill. I was like, I'm not willing to give this guy a chance anymore. he had his chance. APR took over the company for a while, and APR was willing to work with me, and then Jeremy took back over, changed all the changes that APR and I had talked about, and I was like, oh, this guy's not willing to accept help. Why would I even bother? Cool. Well, now we're going to discuss some other things that are happening, and that's what people wanted. Yes, no, I talk about auditors. That's when I'm not talking about Jeremy Dewitte. That's my topic choice. That, sovereign citizens, and there are going to be a few other topics. I can't ride the Dewitte train forever, but it's been a pretty good ride. It's been a pretty sweet ride. So if you're wondering why I'm still doing this, one, there's still stuff to talk about, and two, you guys keep watching it. So there you go. Kyle, thank you. Dallas Flash PsyOps. Air mobile to Fallujah, no airborne though. Yeah. Okay. I could that would make sense. I bet. Bella, send me an email at sergeantbluebacon@gmail.com and let me know which one. Anyway, we're gonna keep going with this because I just ramble now.
You see on fucking Real World.
Hey, language. Sorry, headphone users.
But I'm happy to sit here and explain it to you.
Explain
If
it.
you believe Real World, maybe you'll believe me.
Why? Real World provide evidence to back up his stories. You've promoted falsehoods and lies. Why would we believe you? Question mark.
I don't know. Because a lot of you are talking shit, dumb as fuck shit.
No, well, I mean, yeah, some people are going maybe a little overboard against Jeremy, but there's plenty of stuff that Jeremy's done that's dumb to talk about. Hey, Kevin, thank you. Spoiler alert. I love it. It's like my button.
Oh, well, Dr. Phil's polygraph's real and your polygraph's fake. Let me ask you a question.
Guess who? Which parody video? Are you talking about the musical? Because that's on my... if you go to my channel, it's the first video. It's popped up in the community page.
Before we go, let me get this straight.
Police officers are not sovereign citizens. That is an argument from ignorance. But I would be willing to discuss that with you once this video is over. Because I understand where it's coming from, but it is wrong.
The gentleman on Dr.
Oh, do we still want ASMR time? Okay. Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Phil, that's doing a polygraph for TV ratings and money, is more of a real polygraph than the polygraph that's done in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, I saw the guy's credentials. I'm going to trust him over some unknown guy whose audio you appear to have edited at the end. Just a thought.
From a gentleman.
It's SGTBLUEBACON. It's that first one. When I volunteered to pack Jeremy's parachute, I would not, because I don't know how to pack a parachute. But I would pack it correctly if I did, because I'm not trying to kill anyone.
And that still works for the sheriff's office that does polygraphs for the sheriff's department.
Allegedly, love to see his name and who he is exactly, and I would contact him. If I had that information, I will reach out to him and say, did Jeremy pass? Which will probably say I can't provide that information because you didn't pay for it. And I think Jeremy knows this, that we can't fact check this.
Department that is doing it.
I cannot 50-50 an intersection. That's not true. Of course I can. I used to do that for real within the actual law. I've held intersections and directed traffic.
For very little money compared to what California boy was paid. And there's no TV publicity.
Didn't they, Robert?
No information about who he is.
What do you... No information? We found that information immediately. There's tons of information about this dude. What are you talking about? You loved the guy. You thought he was amazing. You're like, Dr. Phil, you got to keep using this guy. You said that on stage. So we're going to give you one of those. Updates on my Facebook. I haven't touched my Facebook page in so long. You are right. I am still going. I can't. We're almost at the 3-hour mark. Good God. What do you, Alan? What did you ask me? Will I fight him? If he attacked me, I would defend myself. How's that? That's usually my answer. I'm not going to throw the first punch. Well, there are circumstances where I would, but it would be to defend other people. Oh, good. Yeah. No, I would hate to have to pack my own parachute. Don't trust me with that. Absolutely not. Whew, I've never jumped. I want to. I say I want to. Someone invited me to do it once. I made some very poor excuses. Someday, though. Someday I'll jump. Maybe. Here, let me, hold on. There it is. Dr. Phil's producer. Hey, thank you, Big Truck. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Dewitte. It's his name on his website. Did I mention we edited out the 6 lie detector tests he did well on? Wouldn't that be something? I would be very upset if that were true. Like, wait, Dr. Phil, no. Oh, man. All right, let's keep watching this.
Who do you think's going to give more of a true answer?
Well, I think the audio wasn't edited in the Dr. Phil episode, so I'm going to trust that one a little more, especially since we know the guy's credentials. You love the guy. You said Dr. Phil should always use him, that he was an absolute professional. We don't know who you used. We have no idea. Not a clue. You made up, you said a lot of things that we can't prove. And then the end had edited audio. You think no one would notice? Brother, I work with audio all the time. You think I wouldn't notice? I cut in audio sometimes where I say something. There are videos out there that where I say the wrong word, and I will just re-record the word and cut out the one I said wrong and put in the one I said right and hope no one notices the lip shape isn't quite correct. I have done that. In my when the 5 things I wasn't allowed to say about Dr. Phil, I accidentally said number 5 instead of number 3. I went back. I re-recorded number 3, and you can probably hear the difference in it because I'm a slightly different distance from the microphone, right? I do that. I can hear it when it happens. I can hear it when you do it, and you did it. And I don't know what the unedited audio sounds like. I would love to, though. So provide it.
I don't know. But anyways, hey, Dr. Phil show was great. You guys are great. My followers, I fucking love you guys. Don't misunderstand.
Oh, he loves me, guys. I'm not actually a follower of his. His stuff just gets sent to me all the time. And then I look at it and go, oh, he's lying about me again. All right, cool. Now, I haven't seen this. But people said that I was talked about. So it's a long one. 37 minutes, 48 seconds. We're almost done. We've almost powered through, guys.
Don't misunderstand. I love you guys. And if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have what I have.
If it wasn't for the people I've paid to say nice things and give me thumbs up on my videos, I don't know where I'd be without you. No, I don't know for sure that Jeremy has paid people to make his channel look better. I have no idea, but I wouldn't put it past him. Okay. Nope, there's the Motor One's roll. Okay, so you gotta put the sound after you say Motor One's rolling. Just editing idea, right? I do a lot of video editing for this channel. Just a thought. And my stuff's not perfect. I got mistakes and all sorts of things. My original video on Jeremy Dewitte has some issues with the green screen. Certainly the lighting was terrible. I didn't expect me to be part of this. I was gonna make one video and move on. Back to Sovereign Citizens. I was talking about Sovereign Citizens a bunch of the time. And then Jeremy Dewitte kept happening, and you kept watching it, and I had to, not keep going after Sovereign Citizens, which I'm okay with at the moment. It was great. It was Gucci. Why does he have military flags behind him? Yeah, that's what my thought was. He's allowing people to come to a conclusion that is false without actually saying it. So he has some sort of legal defense, like, oh, I never told them that. They just believed the thing. I just like the look of the flag. But, that defense kind of goes out the window when we have video of him actually telling people that he was in the military. So, weird. Anyway, that's the video. I said my piece. We're giving Jeremy a big old for all the lies he told. And there were a lot of them. So now's the part where I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm not going to be able to stay to keep doing this for too long. But what are your questions, folks? What do you got? What do... My scary videos? Which scary videos, Norma? Are we talking about the ghost hunting ones? Because I want to do those again. I just want people to actually want them, Delta Ranger SEALs have classified service records. Yeah. Pants on fire. Oh. Where's my phone? I'm sitting on it. Who's calling me? Oh. All right, I have even less time. Well, thank you, Alex. Let me see. Inmate number 37. Men's had supporters as well. So who was the guy who was up here in Washington? Bundy. Bundy had a lot of followers. People love Bundy. He's too pretty. He wouldn't kill 8 women. I don't think he'll plead guilty. I think by the time he's ready to plead guilty, the plea deal will be off the table. I think he's going to beat some of these charges. I don't think he's going to beat all of these charges. I don't know what the ratings were, Patrick. That's a great question. I would love to know. That's worth checking out. I like that. I'm glad you asked that. Next time I do a live stream, you're going to count the number of times I push the button. There we go. My foot's cold. Just shit on it. Rennie, are you being harassed? I'll put a stop to that. I'm thinking of having a counter for every time I hit the button. I can up the counter. Rennie, I'll come to your defense if you need it. Yes, the CPS video, the CPS dad's house, I've seen it. Yeah, there's not too much to talk about with that other than my main takeaway was, okay, CPS are there. But CPS get called for things that are nothing. I used to have to deal with anything that had to do with children when I was on shift. If there was a call, like I was trained to know the laws surrounding like when you could ask children questions, when the adults had to be present, that sort of thing. So I would go to assist those scenes. And if it was at a school, like CPS was required to be called sometimes. So CPS will show up to some things that don't really require CPS. So I'm not going to assume that Jeremy is doing anything worthy of CPS because sometimes they get involved and there's nothing. Same with sometimes police get involved and there's nothing. And then everyone goes separate ways. But my main takeaway from that was that the officer there was wearing a blue uniform. Gary Ridgway was in Washington, and when his house goes on sale, man, I'm buying it. I tell you what. Oh boy, am I gonna try to something. Kyle says I worked as a patrol supervisor for a private company after the Army, and while in college, we had an office building that was haunted. Yeah. Speaking of haunted and the Army, one of my favorite ghost stories, Fort Leonard Wood, where I trained. There's a ghost out in the field, like for field training. And the reason that this ghost exists, that we've heard the stories, is that a soldier was caught drunk on duty during this training. And he's like, oh no, a ghost came. It was like, drink this alcohol or else. Blah. And like, that's the stupidest thing that you could do. Like, of course that's not what happened. But someone else, like years later, did the exact same thing and said, oh yeah, no, it was that ghost. Remember that ghost? Yeah, it also came to me. Are you kidding me? So like, apparently there's a haunting in one of the areas of a ghost that makes soldiers get drunk. Okay. Hey, thank you, Carlos. Rambo and Dewitte jumped together. And thank you, Iowa Joe. Is just me or did Amir's face look like he got redder? Yeah, no. What you didn't see is when Jeremy was like, what if it was your wife who was dead? And Amir's like grabbing Jeremy's leg, like, like he's keeping his face very calm, but he's just like, no, stop. Ugh. You bring up him shining on the 95 for the Corvette. Well, the Corvette show was actually, I think it was a funeral just for a guy who was like very prominent within the Corvette situation. Thank you, YouTube Bob. Thank you. But he was not, there's no way he's authorized to shut down the entire highway, like the interstate. He's like, the police knew we were doing this. I don't think they knew you were shutting down the entire thing. They might have known you were going to be on the highway or the interstate. They certainly didn't think you were going to shut the entire thing down, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure that was the one where he says, let's get to 100, which was brought up, but the rest of it was not discussed, to my memory. Hillside Strangler. Hillside Strangler. Hillside Strangler. Oh. 10 young women in Los Angeles. Oh, he's in Los Angeles. Born in Rochester, New York. Died in Calipatria, California. Is he Washington? Bellingham. Oh. Hold on. I gotta take a call. We're gonna do this live on air. Sure hope it's nothing crazy. The person who called is watching. No, you're not gonna be able to hear what they're saying. Is Jeremy here? No. Then I hope he got a bunch of good information out of this, because I gave some good information. More ghost hunting vids. Excellent. I'll do it in the summer. No. We're live on stream. What's up? Anything you want to say to them? I am. I promise you. Okay. You don't want to say anything to them. Okay. They'll be very disappointed. Okay. I'll call you afterwards. Like, what? You're not actually on stream right now? Like, yeah. Which is funny because the caller was like, oh, I just saw you look for your phone. My bad. Like, I didn't realize this was still a thing. Anyway. All right. More ghost stuff. Love it. Good, because I love the ghost stuff. And I have equipment that I bought that I haven't used yet. I have a camera vest thing. You put a GoPro on. It has a little arm. And so I'll be able to send people out on their own and get footage of it while we, throw rocks at them or something. I don't know. I got plans. I have plans. All right. It's ASMR time. Oh, can you hear her? No. It's a good thing that she didn't say anything crazy. All right. ASMR. What is my take on Jeremy's theory about inconclusive versus deceptive? I think he's full of baloney and doesn't know how these tests actually work. That was actually Jennifer, yeah. She's all up on this. God, no. No, I think Jeremy's not going to listen to anyone. I think it's done for him. He's backed himself into a corner. He's not willing to admit his mistake. And thank you, Heather. Thank you. Go under, get into the company. Go undercover. Get me information. See if you can get him to admit to being a soldier. Or don't. I wouldn't recommend it. There's probably a law against that. Didn't he talk about his son dying? I think he had. I'm pretty sure his wife had some sort of miscarriage, but he may have overused that to the point where it wasn't really accurate what he was saying. But, I'm married to my work, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not married. Someday I will be. And I have a very lovely girlfriend at the moment. So, as much as I appreciate all the flirting, I assure you that it is nothing more than professional interactions and will amount to nothing between us. I'm so sorry. Oh, and I'm dropping followers just like that. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, but Jeremy said deceptive seems inconclusive. Who do we trust? The guy who actually, worked as an investigator and who was the observer for a few polygraphs and definitely didn't fall asleep during one of them. No, that'd be ridiculous. Or the guy who had to take a couple polygraphs. Just a guess. Hey, it was good having you here, Simply Splashy. You said something about an email. I'm going to look for it if it was a thing. And if it's not, I'm going to look anyway because I got a lot of emails to respond to. Biblical. We knew each other biblically. I love such a good description. I still love that he's like, Blue Bacon only answered one question. But damn, what an answer. So good. Will we be in The Simpsons? I would love that. I don't think so. But wow, that'd be so much fun. If he got like a Netflix special, I think he would be. I think that would be a possibility. But nah. Who do I want playing me in the Netflix special? I want to play me. Gosh darn it. No, I want Matthew Broderick would be fun. People compare me to him a lot. I don't see it, but I respect it. I am not offended by any means by being compared to Matthew Broderick. He's that man. Have you guys seen The Producers? If you haven't, do yourself a favor. Watch it. Even if you don't like musicals, it is a musical. Phenomenal. Such a good one. What do I think of his Stalker? I do need a button that screams sergeant. What do you think about a stalker? I think it's entirely possible. I think he does get harassed. I think some of it is his fault, and I think some of it shouldn't happen. I'm not going to advocate for harassment at any point. I know I certainly wouldn't want to be harassed, and I would rather trust the local law enforcement to do their job than to rely on, a citizen mob and their justice. I've been the victim of mob justice. Didn't care for it. Oh, good point, Kyle. How did he know her biblically? Oh, but he's a Muslim. I believe everyone sort of uses a similar Old Testament. Muslim, Judaism, and Christianity is specifically New Testament combined with Old Testament because Christ. But I think the Muslim faith has a very similar thing to the Old Testament. I could be wrong about that. I've never really looked into it. I should, though. My nickname was Inspector Gadget. It should have been. Oh, that would have been amazing. It could. It's not too late. It's not too late for that to be my nickname. I will accept that. David Boreanaz. Oh, stop it, you. Yes. I feel like he's a little old now. I'm okay with that. No, I'm okay with that. I'd allow Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher could do it. Yeah. He's not too old at this point, right? He's a little busy right now, like saving kidnapped children. Good for him. I love it. I mad respect to that guy. Vatican use Old Testament. I mean, yeah. No, Christianity uses the Old Testament as well, but they also use the New Testament. So I think it's going to go 10 plus years. I think it's probation. I think his sentence is going to be 10 plus years. I don't think he's going to spend that long in jail necessarily. Yes, Joseph, God of Abraham. That sounds right. I can't confirm. I'm not a scholar of religion. I was raised Methodist. I don't know what that means, but I do know that the church I went to as a kid was a Methodist church. I don't know the difference between the different sects of Christianity, though, with some exceptions. Obviously, Catholicism being one of the more extremes and a very popular one, so good for them. But Catholic Mass is obviously very different from some of the more relaxed, like Lutheran, for example, I believe. You too, Bob. You want to play me? Let's go. Dr. Phil's YouTube views blew up Jeremy. That doesn't surprise me. If they invite me back, I would absolutely go. I'd love to go back. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I'd have a big part, and I'd accept another small part. It's perfectly fine. I had a lot of fun doing it. Joel McHale would be a fun choice. He'd be a goofy me, which is perfect because I'm a pretty goofy guy. Sometimes I ham it up. Sometimes I don't, depending on the topic. For Miami Dolphins kicker Ray Finkel. Why wasn't I strapped? In what regard? Like now, when on the show, for work? I was strapped when I was an investigator. I had a shoulder holster, but that was just to make people angry. Let me explain that, actually. So I used to have a concealed holster on the inside of my pant waistline, right? And I kept it sort of slightly behind. Which was easier to conceal, and that's just where I drew from. And then some sergeant had a big fuss, like that's unacceptable. You can't. Samuel Jackson doing yes. Say what again? That's where I drew from. And some sergeant had a big fuss, like that's not where you could draw from. That's it's like down your ass crack. Like we would never allow you to do that. How you never qualified like that? I'm like I qualify like this every single time. Like no, you will not wear like that. I was like, cool. Well, I'm going to find a different holster then. Thank you, Amy. Paul Blart Mall Cop. Wait, Jeremy. And so I got a shoulder holster because shoulder holsters are kind of awful. And I was like, well, it's not that. Ha, ha, ha. Like, that's what you want. You want this, you want me not concealing the waistband. I'll have just something super obvious. And I played that game, and I wore that shoulder holster. I did not like it. I looked good. Functionality of a shoulder holster is not, I think, as good as a waist holster. But it's what I did. Basically, as just a power move, like, what now? Now it's an even worse holster. Your move. And I wore that for a while. I would take a big part on Dr. Phil. I don't need a big part on Dr. Phil. if that was what they wanted, I would consider it. I would question what they wanted about it and why they wanted me for a big part. But I don't. I'm just happy to be there. I'm just happy to be involved. I don't even need a part. I would be more than happy just to advise the producers about certain information. Did I get free food? No, they didn't have free. Well, I got free food at the hotel, but on the set, no, they had to. They didn't do the whole food thing because of COVID, and they apologized for it. 3:30 is good if I'm taking to the ground. That's what I always thought. Like right slightly behind the hip, like the edge of the hip. 3:30. Yeah, that's basically where I carried it. That's what I learned, and it was just this one sergeant who made this enormous fuss about it. No, I didn't do an ab carry. I didn't trust my gun enough. I had an old SIG P228. It still said it said made in West Germany on it. I was like, oh, this thing is 30 years old. Cool. No, it wasn't that. It was just SIGs don't have. I don't think SIGs have safeties. Do SIGs have safety? Or is that Glock? I don't know. I just didn't like it pointing at my junk. What do I think? Oh my God, Scott, thank you. Thank you so much. Great experience in the West. How many people can say they're? I know how many people can say they're invited to Dr. Phil. I'm just excited. Like I've had people I haven't heard from in years being like, "Hey, so I saw you on Dr. Phil." Like, no, you didn't. Stop it. Was it a hard process for the producers telling you what to say and what to do? Yes. And you're right. Yeah, $75 voucher sounds about right. I mean, they made it like, don't talk about this, don't talk about this, don't talk about this. I'm like, all right, we're going to play it cool just in case. And then Dr. Phil's like, here's someone to talk about, who has this medal himself. I'm like, but that's a military medal. I'm not allowed to talk about that. So I did play it pretty cautious. I could have said other things, I'm sure. If Dr. Phil had wanted me to say more, we would have said more. But, I mean, Jeremy was providing all the stuff we needed. And I do honestly think that I was there in case Jeremy didn't want to talk. So when Jeremy sues the police for impersonating him, yeah, that sounds right. Oh, yeah, thank you so much for that donation, by the way. You guys are incredible. You're just the best. I had the best viewers ever. If you're not subscribed, now it feels like a good time to be like, hey, maybe give it a try. You don't have to. If you haven't liked, how many likes do we? Oh my God, we have. So I was gonna say let's get to 37 likes, but we're well past that. Jesus, you guys are phenomenal. PT28 is SIG. What are you talking about? Or are you talking about the safety? Robert Downey Jr. and Carrot Top. Amy, it was so hard not to talk about Stolen Valor. Like there were so many things I wanted to bring up, and they went, "Yeah, here are the things you can't bring up." I was like, you got it, fine. I was not CID. I worked with CID. I was assigned to a CID unit. I was not attached. I was assigned. I was actually part of the unit, but I was never an agent. I had the jacket and everything. We showed it off. They're my magazines I showed off. Yeah, I still have this because I packed it up and didn't realize I had it. And then no one ever was like, hey, get us our jacket back. They know I have it. Like, I definitely reached out when, my bad, guys. And I was like, But yeah, there's the CID patch on it. Did it say CID on it? Oh, yeah, it says CID agent there. I was not a CID agent. I worked with them. This was just so we all matched because the Army likes uniformity. The decock. I do miss the decock. The decock cover is so nice. Thank you, Kyle. Ran on a dude that was drunk and showing off his 1911. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Oh, no. That's my fear exactly. I don't think I'd ever... Like, ab carry can be super useful. And there is a time and a place. And, like, I'm not going to argue against it. I am just not... Like, I have a healthy distrust for guns. I like guns. I like shooting guns. But I'm not going to pretend I don't understand exactly how dangerous they can be. So I'm always very cautious with guns. And part of that is not pointing it at my junk. So an ab carry has a time and a place in a person. And it's great. I just do not want it. Because when it's my junk on the line, no. I'll lose a cheek. Happily. Right? They can replace that. But my junk... Enough said. Is there a video where Vidler cited Curtis?
There is. There is a video.
It's fun. I've managed to acquire it, and I will be doing a Dewitte defense debunk using it, because one of the Dewitte's defenses is, well, Vidler just wants to get rid of my company to start his own, or he's going to go work for Curtis. That's what they want. Well, then why is he arresting Curtis security for impersonating a police officer? It doesn't really make sense, does it? Tackleberry from movie Police Academy. Oh, I love Police Academy. Adelie, I have no idea what the whole CPS daughter thing was, unfortunately. Only Carrie Pam was double action. That's fair. Yeah. I'm thinking about getting the SIG P320, which is what the Army now carries. I've tried it. I liked it a lot. I think that was a very good choice on their part. The Beretta 9mm, it's a fine gun, but it's very big and bulky. Unnecessarily so, I think. I love the look of it, but I don't like carrying it. I don't really like shooting it. I've always preferred SIG. SIGs are very expensive. Yeah. Yeah, Yellow Toad. I've been Real World Police has been digging in certain places. I've tried to make a point of sort of digging in places I don't think he's looking, which yields fewer results. But when it does get me something, it's something that I can put a unique spin that no one else has really touched. For example, I did the Chance Showa video, which I took down because he got really, really mad about it, and we'll talk about him again. Don't worry. I still have a red mark from hitting my face on the desk. When something does pop up, I get to put a unique spin on it, which is a lot of fun, because I take a lot of Real World Police videos and analyze those, and I kind of feel bad, and I want to help the guy out. I mean, he's doing great for himself, but like if Real World Police, if you find this, if you ever need anything from me, you let me know, because I've ridden on the back of your labor through a lot of this. And I'm not going to forget where I came from when it comes to, what established my presence on the internet was your videos. I'm not going to forget that. And I'm not going to pretend that I did this all by myself. I had you, whether you wanted it or not. I had my amazing moderator, Rennie. I had people in my Discord that have been very supportive. I have all of you fantastic people watching me. Those of you who've been in there from the beginning, thank you. If you joined along the way, if you're joining now, hey, welcome to the show. It's lovely to have you here, and I love having you here. And one of the things I love about these live streams is interacting directly with you. So we're going to try to do a mix of produce videos with a written script, and then live streams, which are, of course, going to be a little less organized, because that's sort of by nature of a live stream. We're going to try to put out more content more often. But I'm glad you like the setup, you guys. Glock is a great pistol functionally. I never liked the look of them. However, if I was in a gunfight and there were just some guns on the table and I had to grab one and return fire, I'd probably grab the Glock. But if I had to have a personal one that I liked the look of and was functional, I'd go for a SIG. A little more expensive. In my mind, a little prettier. I'm allowed to be picky. Anyway, I got to go, guys. I got to go. You have been amazing. We'll do another live stream hopefully soon. I'm hoping next week at some point. Probably not going to have time over this weekend. Unfortunately. Do I have a P.O. box? No, but I'm working on that, because a lot of people ask for that, and I think it's time for one, right? I'd love to collab with Donut. Someone reached out for me to him, and no response. I've reached out to him as well. When I was getting footage of the Chop Chaz Zone, I was like, hey, I have footage of this if you want to use it for a video. He never responded, but he's a very busy man. Oh, Herman, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I hope you continue to like the content. I do it for you guys and a little bit for me. I enjoy doing it. Donut's a busy guy. I'm just starting out. And he's sort of backing away from the content, which is fair. You can only do this sort of thing for so long before you burn out in a sort of a law enforcement type topic. He goes after some topics that are pretty extreme in the sense, like, not that he's wrong, but the people who he's challenging with his information are very intense, and that will wear on you mentally. And so I completely understand that he's sort of pushing towards the skate shop and his own things. Totally understand it. I'd love to collaborate with him. I think it'd be tons of fun, maybe someday in the future. But yeah. Anyway, all right, that's it. That's it for real. I got people to call, you know. So everyone, ladies and gentlemen, hope to do this again sometime. If you have ideas for new content, because I'm always reaching out. We're going to be looking into Gregory Tambone at some point. Yeah, we'll just drop that bomb. You know, if anyone follows that guy, get ready, because there's some stuff. And if you are Gregory Tambone, I'm sorry, dude. This can get rough. Anyway, that's it. Oh, yeah, it was a long live stream, but we had a good time, and you guys are incredible. So until the next time, and, you know, feel free to drop whoever else we want me to talk about. Until the next time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.